Okay, here we are. Welcome to another episode of the Digenet Podcast. Once again, I am your host. I am Armand. With us, we have...
Oh, I'm Ray Lowe. I thought you were about to introduce me. I was like, oh
There
man,
you
all
go.
right,
Yeah, that's Raylo down there.
You got Q
And
Tatum.
Q Tatum up here. Raylo is currently stuffing his face with something that looks pretty good. What you got there, Raymond?
We got the leftovers.
Leftovers. There you go. I just had some seared salmon. Now I'm chilling here, and we all got. I guess we all wore hoodies. I was planning on wearing this in the first place, and I showed up to turn everything on, and I didn't have it on, but now I'm wearing the hoodie. So we have three colors of hoodie.
Got the hoodie season.
It's hoodie season. I'm got the black one on. You got the gray one on. Quentin's got the green as always. Yeah, Quentin, if he was to step in front of a green screen, just disappear. Quentin's our own little CGI creature. There we go. So we were talking earlier. We had some interesting things popping out. We wanted to record this before guy. We were talking about ignorance, and Raymond had asked me the question. I mean, are we becoming more ignorant? And the thing is, here I challenge you. We're not becoming more ignorant. We're becoming more tolerant. Not tolerant of ignorance, but okay. So there came a point in time where the U.S. political spectrum shifted far left on a lot of things.
Yeah.
Okay, and suddenly, like the thought police and the speech police came out in full force to kind of stifle speak that people didn't agree with. I mean, it was a time came where you couldn't say things people didn't agree with.
Yeah.
Which is, I mean, that's unhealthy. You know,
It is.
to have the whole country decide, oh, this is what we think, and we will not tolerate any dissenting voices, right? And the way they did it was really bizarre. I mean, like, I would see people hearing things like, I'm sick of trigger warnings. I'm sick of the word trigger, right? Oh, that phrase is going to trigger him, or that kind of activity is going to trigger somebody. It's like, dude, it's stuff happens in real life. I mean, what are you going to do? It's okay. I can understand somebody who faints at the sight of blood, right? Just that's a natural reaction. They faint at the sight of blood. I don't call that triggering. That's their body's natural reaction to seeing that, and they just collapse, right? I've seen fearful people who, when they get confronted with something that really scares them, they freak out and they run. I've seen that before too, right? But to say that something is triggering you, oh, I don't like that image, it makes me anxious. That's, come on, man. You're gonna walk around in public doing that? I mean, what if my T-shirt is triggering you?
Right? Anything can trigger people.
Anything can be triggered. I mean, I enjoy my guns. I mean, I'm a gun person. I like guns, and I mean, okay. So you guys know me. Do I ever wear any T-shirts that say anything on them? Have you ever seen me wearing a T-shirt that actually has words on it?
Not really.
Never. Right? I don't wear T-shirts that advertise any brands. I don't wear T-shirts that have messages on them. I just don't do it. Right? But if I was like a lot of other gun enthusiasts, guys who walked around with T-shirts that, like, let's say I get a free T-shirt at a gun show.
Yeah.
Right? And it's a big old HK T-shirt. Right? HK is a brand, a firearm, right? And there's a really prominent image of one of their top selling firearms on the shirt, right? There's people who would walk around and be triggered by that. Right?
Yeah.
You know, that gets saying, I mean, like, you got to deal with that in public, right? So we were at a point where in the U.S. it was okay for people to stifle other views because it just wasn't popular, and they could be stifled. Okay. Much the same way. Again, this is going to be controversial. What's the thing? You get arrested, right? Let's say that you're arrested. So if you're arrested for whatever it is they think you did, you are what until proven what?
innocent until proven guilty.
Correct. Right.
I'm
That's
about
how
to
it's
say the
supposed to be.
opposite.
And
But
Raymond's like, you're getting okay.
the
That's the whole thing. The
truth,
process is you're innocent until you're proven guilty, right? Okay. Obviously, you got to go through the process. You got to post all that stuff. But there came a time where suddenly people were being instantly judged before they were proven anything.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, there are times where they were guilty, but that person still had due process. They still had to go through the process. These things, a lot of stuff shouldn't have happened to them until it happens. Sometimes, when it all comes down, technically there's no crime.
Right.
Okay, but people have lost their livelihoods over essentially what is rumor, is just conjecture until it's proven otherwise. I mean, like, good example. Johnny Depp
Mm.
got the boot from several movies during
Ah,
his trial. He was accused of domestic violence.
yeah.
And suddenly, once again, I blame the thing that we actually use for our business. I blame social media for a lot of this crap. A lot of society's ills come down to the thing that we use to make money. Okay.
Right.
It's not a perfect system, but hey, I mean, it's social media. We're judging people in the court of social media. People are proclaiming people guilty instantly before anything else happens. And what's gonna happen to the money they lost during the process? Let's say, like with Johnny Depp, the dude he got his ass dragged through court, and he won.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but he was dropped from it. Okay, the one that I know he was dropped from the Harry Potter spin-off movies. He was playing the main antagonist in Fantastic Beasts, that
Oh
series.
yeah.
He was Grindelwald. That's the character he was playing.
Mm-hmm.
And then he was booted from that, unceremoniously booted from that, and replaced with a good actor. Yes, Mads Mikkelsen is a solid actor, but he ain't Johnny Depp. Okay, and the
Ain't
movie.
nobody Johnny Depp.
What's that?
Like, ain't nobody Johnny
Nobody Johnny
Depp.
Depp.
Yeah,
And
like we talk about that all the time. Ain't a lot of movie stars
and
lately.
those movies faded. I mean, like, those movies faded into obscurity.
Yeah, because they didn't have Johnny Depp.
Yeah, I mean,
Should have just waited it out.
yeah, I mean, they should have just let him do his thing. I would have still gone.
Yeah,
A lot of Johnny
I'd have
Depp's.
still put him in the movie even if he did
Yeah.
beat her up.
Yeah,
So what?
I mean,
So what?
once
Like,
again, yeah, I mean, like, that's their job doesn't it's not really affected by that. Now, of course, the problem now, Raymond, the problem is this though. In
mhm,
this world where social media is rampant, like, is crazy like this,
yeah,
we're living in a time now, and I agree with you. I mean, like, I don't care about a person's personal life. To me,
yeah,
they're just up on screen. I don't mean I'm not a fan who. Okay, I know about their personal lives because in our line of work, that's something you just have that we deal with because it's
yeah,
social media. Okay, but if I wasn't in this line of work, I wouldn't use social media. Period. Okay. In fact, you guys know that I don't have.
you don't
Okay,
even have an
my
account,
social media accounts are completely dormant except the ones that are used for business purposes.
right?
Right? Like, me and Jerome are launching this new brand, Fit Beyond 40, and our threads, we've been posting for a week.
I've been
And
seeing them too.
you
Yeah,
see them?
they look
We
nice.
have 54,000 views in the first 6 days.
Woo!
Okay, on our threads, and we're doing really well. Okay,
Hmm.
but the reality is that's for business. And
Yeah,
I don't even. I mean, I look at them in order to gauge the value, but I don't really care to read. It's business. Right? I'm not trolling other people's threads. I spend very little time on social media except for business purposes. Okay,
hmm,
and if I wasn't doing this for a living, I wouldn't look at it. Period.
hmm,
I just don't like it. I don't want the misinformation, right? And I don't want to hear a bunch of crap about people that I don't care about.
yeah. You know what? And it's big that you talk about the misinformation because I think that was I don't know if we talked about it on the podcast, but it was our one of our case studies. I'm just gonna say because we talk
Okay.
about this guy, Damon Dash.
Okay.
He was on the Breakfast Club, and the person who was interviewing him said something that was very very misinformed. They talked about Donald Trump.
Okay.
He tried to bring up that Donald Trump was a bad businessman, and he was like, how is Donald Trump a bad businessman?" And he was like, "Because look how many times he bankrupted himself." He was like, "So he because he bankrupted himself and he's still a billionaire, consider him a bad businessman?" And he was like, "Yeah." And he was like, "Are you a good businessman?" And like he was like, "Do you have $1 billion?" And like the guy, and he was like, "That's the problem. We got too many people that are listening to people like you that don't know what you're talking about." And like I had to stop, and I was like, "Dang, I can't believe that happened."
And believe it or not, in this moment, okay,
Mm-hmm.
we I mean, through no fault of Raymond's own, we have once again
Misinformed?
propagated misinformation, right? Because the reality is, Donald Trump has never bankrupted himself, as Raymond has said. Donald Trump has never been bankrupt, ever.
There we
Okay,
go.
he's never declared personal bank. There is a difference. Okay, people are going
Mm-hmm.
to say, "Oh, semantics, blah blah blah." No, there's
There's
a
a
reason why
very big
LLCs
difference.
exist and corporations exist, is to protect you. One of the reasons they exist, I mean, there's many reasons for them to exist, right? But one reason to exist is if the need arises, your entity can declare bankruptcy without affecting you personally. That's
Right.
one reason why it exists. One of many
Mm-hmm.
reasons, but that's a very important reason. So
Right.
if everything hits the fan, let's say for example, three of us are real estate developers or real estate. We own real estate holding companies, and we have a different LLC or corporation for every piece of real estate that we own. Right, each one's separated out.
Right.
Somebody slips and falls, or they die by carbon monoxide poisoning in one of our properties, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's the property's fault, right? The detector wasn't working. It's the property's fault, right?
Right.
If that property was held by us personally, that person will be able to sue us personally and go after all of our assets that they can get their lawyers to try to grab.
Right.
Okay. If it was held along with three other properties in a corporation or an LLC, they can go after those three other properties. But if
Right.
each property is held separately in an LLC or corporation, they can only go after that one and whatever assets that corporation has attached to it.
Right.
There's a specific reason why that exists. Oh, hold on a second. I'll be right back. Hold on. Be right back.
Oh shit.
Go ahead and say stuff while I'm gone.
Oh, all right. Well, we're gonna take this time to promote Fit After 40. You know, it's the new brand by Jerome Davis. You know what I'm saying? He is a master in gerontology and he wants you to get fit just like he is. Go to fitbeyond40.com to check it out and get yourself fit if you after 40. I don't know. I gotta work on my plug. We gonna start doing that next.
It's all right.
Yeah, I finished my commercial for my 8 day video creator.
Are
So
you
I'm
almost done?
huh?
Are you almost done?
I did the video. Yeah. Oh sure, I should have sent that to you. I sent it to Armand, but I knew he was gonna be kind of busy. Hold on, let's see where I put it. I just sent it to him yesterday. Okay, where you at? Oh. Uh. Oh. All right, I just sent it to you. Yeah. So I did the value video for 8 day video creator. I my time is starting to get kind of constricted. So I feel like because my time is getting constricted, maybe I need to just focus on what we doing and use this as a platform to kind of push push the course and then eventually, what I'm saying, I'll roll out other things. Because I feel like the course I talked about it before, like, oh, the course needs to just come. I do getting little spurts where like I feel like my brand investing in your culture needs to just go first. But I listen to Armand because it is the truth. Going ahead and instead of doing something that's so product heavy, go ahead and just spend your money on a course where you don't actually have to do that much work. They can just buy it. Even though I don't know, I have a little like extra thought into the process, even though it's not like going to have the bust down and make a shirt, but I feel like with these courses, because I see them, like a lot of these courses, it does get your information even before you buy, or even in order to buy, they get your information. I feel like once you get that information, we should be upselling to these people and try to upsell them into the Wednesday class.
Well, not only just that, but consider the courses as an asset that keeps building and keeps going.
Yeah, definitely as an asset to keep going.
All you have to do is run ads. All you have to do is push it. All you have to do is promote it, and it can sell itself. And it's something
Right,
that doesn't have to be remade. It's something that doesn't have to re say bought. Like new
right,
product, you got to buy new product every time you want to change something. A new
right.
color, a new size, a new style, a new thickness, a new fabric, a new texture. So
But the thing with it, right? Of course, it's like it's easier money, but just I guess on the artist perspective, right? Um, Man, I kind of zone out when I do clothes. I don't know how to explain it.
no,
But
I understand, but what I'm saying is this: get that vehicle, that asset going, so that that can be bringing in stuff, so that you can get wild with your clothes. You know what I mean?
exactly,
You feel that
that's
freedom.
how, and that's how I'm thinking. You know what I'm saying?
It'll build that freedom. That's what I'm trying to get, so I can fly out the coop I'm in.
Yep.
Somebody explained it as the rat race or whatnot, but I kind of see it as the rat race with with a wheel, and I'm running the wheel, and I ain't going nowhere.
Oh, you're talking about a
Oh
hamster
yeah,
wheel.
the hamster wheel. Yeah,
There you
but
go.
eventually, like the hamster gets off the wheel.
Yeah, but how long does it take for the hamster to realize that he's running in a circle?
I mean, it like for me, okay, I'm on a hamster wheel, right? But it's just like I'm not gonna be on a hamster wheel for long. Eventually, I'll go off the wheel because I know it's a wheel. I knew it was a wheel when I got on. It's if you don't think it's a wheel, that's the problem. I knew it was a wheel. So now I'm about to get off the wheel. It's just like, all right. So what I'm about to do now? I'm off this wheel.
Actually, us take a second there. Okay, so let's talk about this rat race, this hamster wheel. I mean, these are terms you use. I mean, like you're on you're a hamster in the wheel. You're in the rat race. What does that mean to you guys? What's the rat race? What is so you're on a wheel. So the hamster on the wheel is running full speed and he's going nowhere, right?
Right.
So really think about these terms. So when people say I want to get out of the rat race, okay, you
I
have
ain't
to
never
really
seen a
know what that
race for
means
rats.
because think about it. Okay, so what is the rat race? The rat race is, I mean, what is the, well, let's talk about the hamster wheel analogy first.
Yeah.
You're a hamster running on the wheel, so you're running full speed going nowhere, right? Okay. What does that mean? In if you want to put that, if you want to reframe that in terms of people, what does that mean?
Say doing the same thing over and over, just continuing to do the same thing.
Okay, I mean, but it really, I mean, like, but even when a person is financially successful, because people have patterns that they fall into, right? Think about it. Okay, so there's a guy, and he's not the football player. Okay, Jay Cutler.
Hmm.
Okay, Jay Cutler. Now, I'm not talking football player. I'm talking about the like three-time Mr. Olympia Jay Cutler. He's a very famous bodybuilder.
Hmm.
Okay, one of the greatest of all time. Okay, the dude's like 54 now. Okay, he's been retired for the better part of a decade and a half, and he lives in. All the big bodybuilders live in Vegas. Not all of them, but a lot of them do. A lot of them live and train in Vegas, and he has this big ass house in Vegas. He owns a supplement company. He owns a bunch of different things. He has taken his fame and his money and he's spun them off, and he's still living large. You know, the guy drives what's that 2 door Rolls Royce? Is it a Wraith?
The Wraith.
He drives a Wraith. I mean, the top end he drives a Wraith. He's got this big ass mansion in Vegas. Okay. He's doing a whole lot of social media appearances now. He has his own social media. He's doing a whole lot of stuff on Instagram, TikTok. I mean, he's killing it there, right? And
Mm-hmm.
the dude's balling. But he has the same pattern. He wakes up every day, consumes a certain amount of protein, gets some fasted cardio in, spends 3 or 4 hours making video content with his team. Then he goes to the gym. He goes to a public gym to work out, okay, because that's part of his persona. He needs to be seen in public. Obviously, a
Mm-hmm.
guy with that kind of money can have a gym. Dude, I have a gym in my house, right? But he
Yeah.
chooses to go to a public gym because when he walks in there, no matter how crowded the place is, the Red Sea parts for him, and he can use whatever equipment he wants, right? And he gets the
Mm-hmm.
chance to shake hands with the up and comers.
Right.
Okay. And then he gets, once again, and throughout this whole process, he's getting in his macros. And then he gets home at night, does some more filming, gets more of his macros in, and gets to sleep at a specific time. That
Mm-hmm.
dude is essentially, if that's your definition, he's he's on a hamster wheel. Okay, but is he on a hamster wheel? Is he in the rat race?
I mean, if like, does a hamster have a natural environment? Like, where do you find hamsters at?
You know, hamsters are rodents, so I'm pretty sure that in nature they're like rats.
So it's like a rat, right?
Okay.
So a rat out in nature, it's a lot of stuff that a rat will have to do in order to survive,
Mm,
right? But when you're in confined into a space, like like that wheel, it's really the only thing you really can do to survive at that point in time. If the hamster did not have the wheel, it would die.
I guess.
You know?
As we look at it, the way I look at the hamster wheel thing is this: it's when you're running in place, you're not advancing. You're working as hard as you can, but you're not getting anywhere with it,
Right.
right? See, I don't see it so much as stuck in a pattern,
Mm-hmm.
okay? Because some people love their patterns and they'll live it. And Jay Cutler is moving forward. You know,
Mm.
he's amassing more and more wealth every day,
Right.
right? He does the same thing day. A lot of wealthy people do the same thing day in day out, and they grow their wealth every day. They do what they want, right? The thing is, when I think that being stuck in the rat race, being in the hamster wheel, is when you're doing something just to get by and you're never advancing. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
that's what it is. You're never advancing. You're never gonna achieve your goals or dreams. Okay, if you're achieving your goals and your dreams, and you have a pattern, I don't think you're in a hamster. You're not on the hamster wheel. You're not in the rat race if you're achieving your goals and your dreams.
That's true. But a lot of people aren't achieving their goals and
And
dreams.
that's why they're in that case. So, and what ends up happening is this. So I talked about this recently at a dinner.
Hmm.
Um, okay, so you guys know that I owned a house in Whittier before I came out here at the high desert, right?
Right.
The cost of living in LA County proper, which Whittier is, and here is dramatically different, right?
Hmm.
You have to work super hard just to pay for the stuff you own when you live in LA.
True.
Okay. Or for a lot of other people, they got to work super hard just to pay for the stuff that they rent. Okay.
Yeah.
No, I was in a situation where I'm renting that home is owned, right? Um,
Hmm.
and so I was still on a hamster wheel. I was still in the rat race because you work super hard to get new contracts just to pay for the escalating costs of living where you live. When you live there, so when you're in this line of work and you're seeing clients all the time, you're social, you're out there on the streets spending money in restaurants all day long. Okay, being out there and being seen. And then you're spending way too much on a mortgage. Okay, yeah, you have equity, but still the mortgages are crazy. The mortgage level is insane, right? You're paying for all these things. Um, just I would say, I was stuck in the rat race. I was trapped on the wheel there, making that tiny shift of going somewhere that dramatically reduced the cost of living got me out of that.
Mm.
Okay. Suddenly you're somewhere where you can start amassing, I don't want to call them savings, but you can start amassing funds to use in whatever you want to use it for, right? You have, you have excess cash because your income stayed the same, but your costs dramatically dropped. Okay, that's one way out of it without changing what you do for work. Okay, you can do that, or you can create other fundamental shifts like people who go to work for a living. People clock in at a 9 to 5, and that's all they do. You know, clocking in a 9 to 5, you are trading your time for money. Somebody is deciding how much your time is worth.
Yeah.
Okay, and that's what they're giving you. They're saying, okay, this is what your time is worth to us, right? I'm sure that everyone who's getting an hourly paycheck values themselves higher than the paycheck reflects.
Definitely.
Okay, they at least they should. Okay, and if they don't, they're probably happy stuck on that wheel. Okay, if you're
Yeah.
sitting there logging in your hours and you say, yeah, I'm worth 17 an hour. Yeah, you're probably happy on the wheel, and this message is not for you. Okay,
Hmm.
but if you've ever wanted more, yeah, this is who we're talking to. People who look at their lives and say, there's got to be more than this. Okay,
It is more than this.
yeah, there is more. And our recommendation is you take that first step, dip your toes into entrepreneurship. We're not saying quit your job, right?
Don't
Um,
quit your job.
we're saying maintain your day job, experiment with possibilities on the side. Look for things that you can do while still working. Look for things that you can do that complement your interests. Okay.
Yeah.
Look
I
for
mean, I
things
could
that.
talk about that case study. I did something like that today.
Here we go. Let's hear about this. Oh,
So
real quick question.
huh?
Real quick question. Will we get dinged if I smoke on camera?
No.
Really? Okay, good. Okay,
Well, smoke on camera, it don't matter.
here we go.
No, like I guess what I actually I just sat down with my mom because like my mom kind of go wherever I go
Okay.
with everything at this point in time. So I was telling her I was like, I'm thinking about possibly going and cooking again, next year,
I'm gonna crack a window.
possibly doing pop-ups again. So right now I'm in a situation where I'm already working a job where I don't want to be there because it kind of interrupts the things that I really want to do. And I'm over it interrupting the things I want to do. So how I feel, this is just my thoughts on entrepreneurship because I've been a full on entrepreneur, but I've also had jobs, right?
Okay.
I feel the way to break the cycle of being in a full time job to full time entrepreneurship is just changing and getting a job that's more flexible until you get back into full entrepreneurship. So I did something that was kind of just random. I started doing home health care.
Okay.
So today I decided to do the home health care, and the goal is try to get the home health care people to like me enough to where I'm already getting paid by the state. But if I get them to pay me out of pocket, then I can possibly work 4 days out the week and not have to go to the restaurant, and then I'll have three a days for myself.
Okay.
So that is the goal, and it's the only goal is to get to my true goal, which is creating
Creating
content
content is
and
a full time job.
and coaching and making coaching courses.
Yes. Okay, I see that.
Yeah,
And how steady is that work going to be? The caregiving work, if you get it.
the caregiving work pretty much as in like and why it's so flexible is because pretty much the hours are out there, right? You go and find the clients who have the hours. So right now I have two clients that have hours. I have one that has 20 and then I have another one that has like 28. So pretty much I could just schedule myself. Like originally I was scheduled for I was supposed to do like 12 hours this week with one of the clients. Actually, no, I was supposed to schedule to do 12 with one client and another one I was supposed to do 12 on
Okay.
top of my job. I came into this week, I was like, that is way too much. I don't want to be working like a Jamaican. So I cut off one of the hours. I was like, all right, I ain't gonna work with this
Is that a
client.
thing still? Working like a Jamaican?
Yes,
It
it's
is.
still a
Okay.
thing. So I was like, all right, I'm not gonna work with this person. And then I like why I had to really make the decisions because my job expanded my real job expanded my hours. Where I was like, okay, I wasn't ready for them to expand my hours like this. And then it's like on top of podcasts, I was just telling Quentin like my auntie passed away and like we made a commemoration shirt. So it's like I got to make the commemoration shirts. I got other shirts coming. I can't do all this week. So I had to cut out one of the clients, but I did keep the one client because they liked me so much. I'm using that as just, just to see if it'll happen. Hey, if you like me so much, why don't you, pay out of pocket and then I'll quit my job. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? So, but it's all to like, it's all to get back to the goal of full entrepreneurship because I would say like, I think this is a pipe dream, and you can correct me if I feel if it is a pipe dream. I feel like how I think, and I had to check myself because I feel like it's like I said, it's a pipe dream. I feel like I can do something on my days off that will lead me out of
Hold on.
my job.
Define for me what you believe a pipe dream means.
A
What's a
pipe
pipe dream?
dream is like a dream that like you're going down the pipe, but it doesn't end. Like it doesn't really get you nowhere. It's actually not real,
Yeah,
if that
yeah,
makes
yeah.
sense.
A pipe dream is a dream that's unrealistic. It ain't
Yeah,
gonna
it's
be.
unrealistic. Like I feel like a lot of times like it's unrealistic to just like I'm gonna wake up tomorrow and have 100 orders and I'm gonna quit my job. If
Yeah,
that makes sense.
yeah.
Or I'm
Okay,
like,
like a lot of times it's okay. So for Asian parents, when we hear our kids want to be musicians or
uh-huh.
actors or artists, we that to us that's a pipe dream. It's like okay,
Right,
that's just you're dreaming. It ain't gonna go nowhere. It ain't gonna happen for you. Finish your law degree so you have backup.
right,
Finish your medical degree so that when your dream of being like of being the next big rapper doesn't go through, um, you have something to fall back on,
right,
right? That pipe dream, yeah, okay. So yeah, I can see that. Yeah, I mean the reality of entrepreneurship is that you're gonna you're gonna work more with the thought in mind that eventually it'll let you work less.
right.
And that's really what entrepreneur because if you want to take on entrepreneurship in a safe way, you add it on top of what you're currently doing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you would not believe. Okay, so I've been involved in network marketing companies in the past.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and it always rubbed me wrong when people recruiting you into these network marketing companies are suggesting that you quit your job to do this full time.
Uh,
Right, and it happens a lot. They'll tell you, I mean, like you will tell them, oh, I can't go to that convention because I got to work that weekend.
right.
And they'll tell you, oh, your job is holding you back. You should quit that job. And
Fuck that
I
job.
mean, it's and in that moment they're all jazzed up and they make these odd decisions. I mean, that there's safety in that job, right? That's the thing. When you're starting out as an entrepreneur and you have a 9 to 5 job that's paying your bills, that is a safety net, right? And it lets you don't have to drop your job to own a business, okay? And the only time is when you drop out of work to own a business is if you have if you can budget 3 to 5 years of salary into your business to pay you the whole time, you can drop out of your job.
Well, okay, so I got a nice little case study. Like I saw my dad do this.
Okay.
So my dad was like down and out. Well, I ain't gonna say down and out. He was on the rise, right?
Okay.
So my dad on the rise got a job at a liquor store.
Okay.
While he's in the liquor store, somebody walked up on him and that he knew from back in the days when he used to be a process server. And the guy saw him was like, "You used to be a process server." He was like, "Yeah." He was like, "You still want to do it?" He's like, "Yeah." And from there, my dad got his first contract. And after that, the contracts kept coming, coming, coming. Where he like from that day on, he didn't have to work in the liquor store anymore. So
Okay.
those type of situations do happen, but it like he's in a service industry where all he needed was just a couple of papers to actually get him to where he didn't have to work in a liquor store.
Okay. Well, I can see. Okay, so there are certain jobs. Okay, so if you start in, okay, let's an example. Let's talk about a couple network companies. Let's go the non-professional ones at first, the ones that don't require licenses. Like, remember Cutco knives? Ever seen that
Yep, I've
company?
had somebody sell me Cutco knives
There you go,
before.
Cutco knives, right? Um, that's a sales job, right? It's kind of like
Yeah,
the old days when guys used to go door to door selling brushes. You ever see that
yeah,
the Fuller brush man? Guys selling vacuum cleaners.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, okay.
yeah,
Um, if your choice is to work a minimum wage job somewhere or go door to door selling vacuum cleaners, you can actually probably quit because those are more of jobs than they are businesses. Like door to
right,
door salesman, right?
yeah,
That's just trading one job for another,
right,
right? But when you talk about something like a financial services company doing a multi-level scenario, a network marketing scenario,
yeah,
those paychecks are there's no guarantees in those. It's like
nah,
you have to really think hard before you quit work to go after that full time. You have to
right,
have you have to have a regular pipeline in place, and you have to be making you should be making enough money to replace the job you're quitting before you quit it. I guess
true,
that's the thing. Like don't shift gears that quickly.
right,
And there's other people who don't agree with that. Other people should say, I mean, like if you jump in something, you love doing it, make that move. But a lot of times, you could be hot for like a month in the financial services sector, and
right,
suddenly you go through a dry spell where nothing's working out,
yeah,
and a bunch of what you sold the months before the policies are canceling out, so you're looking at chargebacks. Okay, the
yeah,
financial services industry is one of the few industries where the payout in commission is larger than the checks that you collect from the clients. So somebody starts off some sort of insurance-based product at like $400 a month, right?
hmm,
You're going to get a commission significantly larger than $400. They gave you a check for $400, and suddenly you're getting a check for $1,200 to $1,500 or more for
hmm,
that sale, because they're paying you based on the first year's premium, which is like, let's say it's $400 a month. That's $4,800. They're paying you 60 something percent of $400, and all you've collected is $400. Okay, those commissions or advances. If they don't make it past the first year,
hmm,
they charge you back. So what ends up happening is what they paid you, they want back that commission, and they take it away from your new commissions.
hmm,
So I know guys who probably have $5,000 to $10,000 a month they're receiving in commissions after chargebacks. So they may have had a $3,000 in chargebacks that month, but they're still receiving five because they would have received eight, right? So I mean that's regular for that business. But when you first start, if you have a really good first couple months, that doesn't mean that those cases are going to persist. They may not keep
hmm,
paying, right? And you may not be able to drum up new business. So what happens if you had a good first 3 months and you have a bunch of advances, real big ones, right? And then suddenly, not only can you not bring in new deals, but the ones you sold stop paying.
man.
Okay.
You know what? It's okay. So this is a little tip. We like this is actually a discussion me and my mom just had. I feel like, and this is also like I have my dad as proof. You have to have an outside source of income that is not going to interfere with what you got going on,
Mm-hmm.
but can cover the cost of what you got going on. So for my example, right? Home health care. Like I don't necessarily want to go back on the block and start cooking again. But it's in the air, right? I don't want to like I don't like I've done enough of the block to where I'm kind of off of it. The situation that got me off the block is because it was a shooting on the block. So I
Okay.
haven't been wanting to cook lately. Like last year, I didn't cook all last year. I didn't do no events. I did nothing last year. I got presented an opportunity where I was like, I could make a lot of money if I did this. In order for me to do this, and I brought it up because I did the farmers markets, right? When I did farmers markets, it was like 2 days out the week. It was solid money, but I needed more to really like cover all of my expenses. I needed a flexible job or a flexible income that can allow me to actually make some extra cash to where I have like a base almost,
Okay.
or to cover up anything because I would take losses. I think I had like a month straight of just like I remember for a month like at a farmer's market, right? I was battling this guy who was doing hibachi. They put a hibachi guy next to me, and the hibachi man was taking all of my customers, and we went toe to toe for like a month. Where like I was making like man, I was probably making like man. He took like at least 30% of what I was making, 30 almost 40% of what I was making.
Man, the hibachi guy. Okay.
The hibachi guy was on my ass. Like like if in order to weather that storm, I said to my mom, I was like, I should have did something like Uber Eats or DoorDash. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm only working really 2 days, like really four, because the other days are prep. And then you know what I'm saying on at least 2 other days, I should have did like Uber Eats or DoorDash because it would have covered for my losses. My dad has things to where, like my dad last year, they took all of our Google profiles. Well, that's where our that was our main source of
Your
money.
bread and butter.
That was the bread and butter. They took all the profiles because they said that our profiles were fraudulent. It took me it took me almost like 6 to 8 months to really get it back to where I started getting calls again. My dad had to weather the storm for 8 to almost 6 months. You know what I'm saying? So it's like he had other things in place. I ain't gonna tell you what he be doing, but he had other things in place.
He had irons in the fire.
Yeah, he had irons in the fire. He always says you got to have three sources of income.
Mm-hmm.
So and that made it to where his business worked. And now, yeah, it took me a while, but it was worth it. You know what I'm saying? Because honestly, and I tell him all this all the time. I was like, the profiles came back stronger, and now he's getting calls without advertising. I don't have to advertise for him to get calls.
So word of mouth is carrying him.
Not word of mouth, but just the profile being there. You know,
Okay.
he's in the industry. You know, another tip: if you're in a service-based industry, answer your phone. Like,
Okay.
you just don't understand. Like, a lot of my dad's calls come because the competitor didn't answer the phone.
Okay. Got to be
A
available.
lot of them happen because he didn't answer the phone.
Got it. Okay. Now we come to another area here where essentially so a lot of this entrepreneurship we've been talking about right now has been essentially trading time for money still,
Yes,
right? What we recommend at Digenet is a kind of entrepreneurship that doesn't do that.
right.
You will put in time in the beginning to establish a base. Afterwards, your hard work keeps working, right? And I was just talking about this with Jerome, and there's a lot of people out there online right now. If you go on Reels, if you go on Shorts, if you go on TikTok, anywhere you look, Threads, there's people out there promoting ways to make money. It's a very
Mm.
common thing. The three things that get the most traffic when it comes to providing goods or services are things that focus on either health, wealth, or relationships.
Mm.
That's the three big things that people are concerned about. And there's all sorts of ways to make money online. We know that. And the
Right.
reality is that most of these ways can make you money. Okay, almost everything that you see people talking about will make you money. Okay, you just have to compare the opportunities and see which ones make you work harder.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so there are people out there who recommend selling digital products strictly through social media. Okay, when I
Mm-hmm.
say strictly through social media, strictly through their own organic posts. Okay, so their posts, and so rather than running ads, they're running what they think are ads, but they're not ads. They're their own posts promoting their products and services. Okay, what defines an ad to us is you're paying the platform to run it for you, right? So you make an ad that the platform shows to people that fit who fit the profile of the people that you say you want to see the ads. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
what some people promote is creating organic posts that people encountering your content are going to see. Okay, and what they'll tell you is that they'll say that the ROI, the return on investment on organic posts, is higher than the ROI on products sold through paid ads. Okay, and from a strictly technical point of view, that is correct. Okay, because
Mm.
think about it. Let's say that you do 10 organic posts and are able to sell two products, $100 each, $200. You sell $200 with 5 organic posts. What did you pay to run five organic posts?
Just your time.
Zero, pretty much. I mean, like, if you want to look at it, it's zero. But you made 200
Yeah.
bucks. You made 200 bucks for zero cost. Okay.
Right.
What the ROI is almost not even calculable, because what percent of zero is 200, right?
Right.
It's not something you can mathematically even, doesn't work. I mean, okay, oh wow, it's like I invested nothing, made $200. It's like money fell out of the sky. Okay, that same product sold through ads. So now let's ramp the number up. Let's say that you have a digital product that $49 you're selling,
Mm-hmm.
and through organic content over the course of a month, you sold $10,000 worth of it. Okay, that's awesome. Okay, that's great. That's a
Mm-hmm.
number that anybody would like. Okay, but what if with the same product you can run $500 of ads in that month, or $1,000 of ads, and collect 20,000?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, the guy who made $10,000 paying zero said, "Dude, I paid zero, made $10,000." Okay,
Mm.
can you increase that number and still pay zero? I mean, like, it's you can't. There's no formula to increase that number.
Mm-mm.
Okay, it may happen, it may not, right? But with the ads, you can, if you made, if you invested 1,000 and brought in 10, okay, well, you can keep upping that number and see if it holds. What if it does? What if your ad targeting is good enough that you invest 2,000 and bring in 20?
Mm-hmm.
If that happens in the next month, you try investing 2,005 and see if the same thing happens. Eventually, you're investing 20 grand a month, right, and bringing hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, the ROI is not as good as investing zero and selling 10 grand. Okay, but you can't keep increasing that 10 grand. You may be stuck at 10 grand a month forever.
Right.
Okay, whereas you can, it may take you years to get it up to 20, right? Whereas with ads, you can scale up rapidly if you figure out what works.
Mm.
Okay, you can control the growth.
Control to grow.
Okay, that's why I believe in paying. Okay, I don't not believe in not paying. You can do both,
Right.
right? Because you
Both
have
is
to,
gonna work.
yeah, because you have to create organic content anyway.
Yeah.
Nowadays, every brand needs organic content created for social proof.
Yep. We don't want to. We'll think you a scammer if you're just
Yeah,
doing that.
we don't want to look at, especially when you're getting bigger. Now, it's going to make a big difference when you make the jump into much more expensive products. If you're selling $49 introductory courses on how to on how to lose weight or whatever. I mean, like, no one's gonna really care that your social media is tiny. But when you start making the jump into selling like $1,000 courses, okay, then it's gonna happen. Because what's gonna happen is you're gonna have a bunch of satisfied customers at $49 who've achieved great results.
Mm-hmm.
Now, so let's say, for example, let's say we get a guy who's never worked out in his life. Okay, the $49 course delivers a lot of value because it's a lot of information that they'd never run across before, and it's helping them. So
Mm-hmm.
let's say a guy's at 35% body fat, takes, buys a $49 course and learns some real basics, and because now they have information, they take themselves down to like 20% body fat, and they're feeling better than they ever had in their lives. Where they think they could take their fitness has changed. Now suddenly they're fit. Okay, and at that point they think I can get fitter, but now they're at a point where they need real professional help to take that fitness to the next level. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
you can market an advanced course to people who have been through your process and have benefited already, and now they've seen proof, and now you have something where it's like, small group coaching or something. Like, you have a package that's going to be like $1,000 a year. Okay? And many
Mm-hmm.
people will pay something like that.
Right.
Okay, like Jerome is out there doing $200 for 45 minutes as a trainer.
$200 for 45 minutes.
Yeah,
I've been wanting to talk to
which
you
which
about
isn't
this.
that much. I mean, like, there's people that are much more expensive.
Yeah, I've been wanting to talk to you about this because our boy, our man Wes Watson,
Mm,
he did a Vlad interview, and it kind of goes back to our ignorance statement. You know what I'm saying? Wes is ignorant. Like, I was just gonna leave it at
well,
that.
so how much
But
is Wes Watson charge for his training? When
that's now that was the brilliant part about his interview.
Okay.
Okay, so because he broke it down. So how much Wes Watson charges? He says that he has a $40 course, right?
Hmm.
And it's like a 1 month thing. But if you want to get it lifetime, it's $500.
Okay.
So he broke down how much he sells with that. He has his mid-level program where it's a month for $300, 3 months for 750, 6 months for 1,200, $2,000 for a full year. That's
Okay.
this mid-level, and that's just group coaching.
Okay.
Then he has his like I'm not. He used to do masterminds. I don't think he
Hmm.
does the masterminds anymore, but he does like a high ticket where I believe it's like 20 to $30,000 a year, and that's where, of course, you get the fitness, but then you get the business tips to where you can coach just like him.
Okay. See, now that's exactly what you're talking about. So you get them in the door
Hmm.
with something that costs less than $50,
Right,
because it's something that anybody can buy,
right,
right? And it's easy to deliver value because it's 50
right,
bucks. I mean, like, to the uninformed, little tiny changes to their life can make big impacts, and it's worth 50 bucks, right?
right.
You'd be surprised at how many people don't realize the concept of calories in versus calories out.
Man, but you know what? I'm not gonna front because Wes, I don't know how he does it. Like so he has a funnel system, right?
Mm-hmm.
His funnel system, give your name, your phone number, email address. He texts you. He's gonna text you within the first 15 minutes. I asked him for the $50 program. He was like, "It's not gonna get you ripped, bro." I was like, "I want the $50 program." He went off on me text message. So I'm like, "What the fuck your $50 program?" So like when I saw it on Vlad TV, I'm like, you know what I'm saying? I don't I didn't know what he was talking about. So I mean, like I like Wes is like he at one point in time because I've tried it because I've been trying to dissect this business for a while because I admire it. You know what
Okay.
I'm saying? Even like I'm saying he ignorant. I don't remember. Ignorant is not a bad term. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? He's actually like the more ignorant he is really hyper focused he is. really shouldn't ask him nothing outside of fitness and mindset. If you do, you're gonna find out how ignorant he is.
Mm-hmm.
He even talked about that he stopped buying his cars cash and how he got his credit score right, and now most of these cars are leases, and he uses it for his business.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like from a person who spent 10 years in jail and built this empire in less than 10 years, is a
Yeah.
real nice case study.
Yeah. I mean, and there's that you're in the door because it's something that you can afford easily,
Yeah.
right? And then you get results because he's targeting, and that's the important part. You got to
Mm,
target the right people, right?
right.
You have to target people who don't know anything.
Right.
Okay, it's an easier target market.
Mm.
Okay, if you're in the fitness space, don't don't target people who are experienced.
Oh yeah. Don't target
Okay,
nobody. You just target fat people.
yeah, pretty much that's it. Yeah, you gotta target people who don't know why they're not progressing,
Right.
right? And the funny reality of it is they're not progressing because they ain't doing nothing in the beginning, right?
Right.
Get off your butt. So if you put something out there at $49 and you get them results, okay, now that person is more likely to respond to your email marketing because that's what you're going to be doing. You're going to be marketing them more advanced products that cost more to take them to the next level. Okay, so let's say you're at 35% body fat and the $49 product takes you down to 22 or 23. You've gotten real results. Okay, you've gotten real results, but now you're at a point where you need more targeted information, more
Mm-hmm.
personalized information to get you to the next level. Because you got results and now you have okay, one of the reasons why you got results is you built some discipline.
Right.
You're ready for the next level of product, which is going to be more expensive, okay?
Mm-hmm.
But you'll buy it now. Okay? And then you get to another level and then you'll progress a little bit, but then you'll
Mm-hmm.
hit a wall, you'll plateau. And then you get hit with the one that's expensive. Like that guy that we've been seeing, I forget the guy's name. Remember the one where he gets out there and he tells you in his commercials, if you're his ads, if you are a man making over $150,000 a year and you've got a crappy body,
Oh yeah, yeah.
yeah, that dude, yeah, he focuses on
Rich people.
people with money who just have, I guess he calls them like, I don't know what he calls the bodies. He's like deficient. Basically, he's insulting you the entire time. He's negging you the entire time. He's saying,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, you got the money, but you got this doughboy body, and your wife would rather touch anybody but you. That's his whole commercial, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. In order to sell something like that, and now we're talking about the social proof that we talked about earlier. If if you buy something for $49 and you get results, and now they're marketing something for like a couple $100, you might get that and get results. And now you're kind of at that level where you need the breakthrough, and now you're being confronted with a product that's like a four-figure product, $1,000 or more, right? You may buy it, but you're going to start looking at the company more first. You're going to start looking, okay, what's his social following look like? You start looking, and that's why you need to have content, because when they start looking, they need to see followers, they need to see good messaging, and it's part of the whole business. You have to have that. Um, oh, Raymond, you're nodding.
Oh really? Ah.
Yep, yeah,
Let me
Your
let me let,
dude's
let me let the breeze hit my head.
your
yeah, yeah.
dude's name is your dude's name is John Madsen.
John Madsen's the guy's name. Okay, he's a former NFL player,
Yeah, for the Raiders.
but how many years? He didn't play long, did he?
I don't know. He signed by the Oakland Raiders for an undrafted free agent in 2006. He played football for the Utah Utes. Tight end 2006 undrafted.
Yeah, I mean, like you'd be surprised how many NFL players that are out there who like played a season or less, right? But the reality is this: when it comes to marketing, they were in the NFL.
Yeah.
That's the, I mean,
Credibility.
like luckily for me, my business partner is a legitimate six-time world champion. I mean, he's a real. I mean, like, he didn't run track on the USA team for like one season and like didn't do squat. This 6-time world champion, it's the real thing,
Big
right?
time.
But it don't. But the thing is, you don't have to be the real thing to
Mm.
make this to spin an athletic career. You could like there's one guy. I don't want to say his name. I don't remember his name, but I don't want to say it just because what I'm about to say may sound insulting, but it's not. I mean, I really I applaud the guy's marketing skill. Okay, he got out there and he's a motivational uh, podcaster and speaker, and he gets legitimate people on his podcast. The guy's got money. He probably had
Mm.
it from the beginning, but he played like a season or two. It could be more. He played arena football,
Oh,
right? Arena football is not the NFL. Okay, I don't care what
definitely
anybody
not.
says. Arena football is not the NFL. Arena football is where people go who can't get into the NFL. Okay, just like a guy who plays basketball in China.
Mm.
Okay, I mean, I don't want to throw shade at guys playing basketball. I mean, they're highly skilled athletes, yes, but they could not get drafted into the NBA. Okay, but this dude took a career in a limited career in arena football, branded himself a former professional athlete, and built this digital brand, and he's doing well with it. Okay, if you see his name, don't say it because I really don't want to make it sound like I'm talking down at this person because I'm not. Okay, but what I'm saying right now can be taken way out of context. Okay, you can spin a brief career in anything into a big online brand. Okay,
Mm.
like that guy who's, and yeah, into this guy. What was the guy's name? The insulting you guy.
John Madsen.
Yeah, I mean that guy looks great. I mean, what he's selling you on fitness, and he is fit.
Right.
Okay, the fact that he played in the NFL is icing on the cake. No matter how many seasons he played, no matter if he started or not. I mean, like there's guys like one of my previous clients, Dr. Bill, right? Um, he was. I don't think he ever played a season. He was drafted in the NFL. He never played a season.
He never played a season. Was drafted in the
I think he
NFL.
was drafted into the Rams, but didn't play. I don't because
You know what? We have somebody. I knew somebody that was like that.
yeah, because in the
He
moment,
just got
because
a picture of him playing in the game, and I
yeah,
was like, oh well, he played for the Jets.
yeah. So I mean, that's I mean, but the thing was, is he didn't build an athletic career. He went into college administration. He went into education. He's
Yeah.
got a PhD. I think a PhD. He's either a PhD or an EdD.
Oh, he Dr. Bill.
Dr. Bill.
PhD. Yeah.
Okay, so Dr. Bill. I mean, like you see the guy. He's an older guy now, but you can see the athlete he once was still. Um, the time when I've been over his house, like when I pop in, he's every time he answers the door, he's working out in his gym at home. He
Uh,
still looks like the athlete he used to be,
really.
right? Yeah, he still does. But he didn't make a career out of that. He made a career in education.
Mm.
Okay, but a guy like that could definitely spin that NFL history into something in this
I'm former NFL player, Dr. Bill.
Dr. Bill will show you how to be fit beyond 60 because he's
Right.
beyond 60, significantly beyond 60. But you'd
Mm.
never guess it by looking at him. Okay, I mean,
That's the type of people you need. You don't look 60, and you telling me how you be fit by after 60, but you got a nice 60-year-old body.
yeah. In
Yeah.
fact, I think he's probably closer to 70 plus than he is to
Yeah.
60.
Do you think Jerome would do something like that?
With what?
Well, I mean, well, he had to do like a value video.
Remember, we're doing 50 on 40 because
Yeah.
Jerome's not that old. I mean, like
Yeah, but I mean, like he still got to be like, if you want to look good after 40,
yeah, we're gonna do that.
join
I mean,
me.
yeah, that's our target. Our target market are people 40 years old and above. I mean, obviously, late 30s are gonna want to jump on it because
Who?
what is the easiest way to be fit after 40?
To
Move,
work out?
What was that, Quentin? What was your thing?
move,
What?
Movement.
Okay, and Raymond's saying working out. You guys are saying the same thing.
Yeah. So
Okay,
movement and counting your calories. Is
the
that the
easiest
same
way to
thing?
be fit beyond 40 is to be fit before, right?
Ah.
If you get fit at some point in your life and never leave it, see, there's that thing about inertia, right? And momentum,
Mm.
right? Okay, so right now, okay, so I saw a really funny video um, where this guy was, and I've shown you this guy before, the something family, whatever they are. He makes really funny videos, song videos, and he's singing about he he took one of the songs from Wicked, and he talks about calories, how like it's the holiday season and he's eating too many calories, right? And now he hasn't worked out in 7 weeks. And so normally the guy is pretty fit, and I think the guy is fit. But he's talking about the reality of the holiday season rolling around, and from Thanksgiving till New Year's, you don't do squat. All you do is eat, eat, because you're given the green light to eat badly,
Man.
right? I mean, like there's always that excuse. Oh, dude, it's Christmas or it's Thanksgiving or it's the
It's
holiday season.
Thanksgiving.
I can do that. I can always start working out after the season's over, right? So I'm at that point right now where I'm feeling it. I'm really feeling it's a combination of my parents being in the US, okay, and all the holiday parties that come with my parents being in the US. I
Mm.
have put on in the past week, I've put on like 8 pounds, okay, from just not doing nothing and eating,
Mm.
right? And I can tell you right now, I mean, I want to, I could, and I should start putting in an hour of movement every day between now and forever, right? Because
Mm.
if I put in an hour of movement every day, I'm going to come out of this holiday season not too bad, right? But if
Mm.
I do what I'm doing right now, by the time New Year's rolls around, I'm going to be 227 quite
Mm.
easily. I can guarantee you I'll gain another 17 pounds in this month if I keep doing what I'm doing, right?
Man.
It's just a fact. I mean, um, so the easiest way to be fit is, I mean, the easiest way to get fit beyond a certain age is to come into that age already fit. So if you're 45 years old and you have a base of fitness, you can jump on to Fit Beyond 40 and improve, right? It's a whole lot easier than coming up on 40 at 38% body fat, right? Not moving at all, not monitoring what you eat. It's a whole lot easier if you have some sort of base in there to begin with. Okay, so a person who wants to be fit beyond 40 should start thinking about it at 35. The same way that a person who wants to retire comfortably needs to start planning out their retirement before they retire. If you're retiring and you're planning out your retirement, you are screwed. Okay, that's the whole. I mean, and fitness is the same way. If you want to be, if your goal, so let's say that you're in your 40s, okay, and your goal is to be fit beyond 50, you got to start prepping before you get to be 50 to be fit. Okay, you can't just say, oh, I'll just start working out when I'm 50.
Mm.
Okay, because you're going to have to, I mean, you got, okay, so inertia, the whole concept of inertia, a object at rest tends to stay at rest. Object in motion tends to stay in motion, right? So if you're that object at rest, it takes a whole lot more to get it moving than something moving slightly already. Okay, that's just the whole reality behind it. Okay, and so yeah, so
Mm.
I can see, we're gonna do also we're gonna try different kinds of marketing because our target
Mm.
market are people who need to start exercising, people who need to start focusing on health. We don't want to really target people who are already focused on health.
Mm.
Okay, because our introductory courses are going to go over some very basic rudimentary concepts, okay, that most Americans don't know. Okay. So let me ask you guys a question. So let's say that I present to you both a person for you to train. Okay.
Mm.
So I give you both a person to train, and they're pretty much the same person. They're 40. They're 40 years old. Okay.
Mm.
They're males. They're 40 years old. They're at like 40% body fat, okay, which is a dangerously high level of body fat. They're at 40% body fat. They're 40 years old. Okay. And they eat at McDonald's 3 days a week. They're, let's say 3 days a week. Do you guys know anybody who eats at McDonald's? Anybody who eats fast food 3 days a week for at least one meal? You don't know anybody like that, Quentin? How about you, Raymond? Oh, Raymond's out. Raymond, there you go.
Yeah.
You're out again. Hey, Raymond, do you know anybody who eats fast food 3 days a week?
Not 5 days off the week. 3 days.
No, three.
You said 3 days.
Three.
Nah.
I know quite a few. I know people who will stop by at McDonald's a couple days a week, right?
Mm-hmm.
A lot of Americans do. Okay. Now, if I gave you guys both somebody who's at 40% body fat, 40 years old, eats at McDonald's 3 to 5 days a week, at least one meal, okay, what would be the one thing that you can tell them to do that will have an incredible amount of impact?
Put out McDonald's.
Okay, Quentin's saying put down the McDonald's. Raymond, how about you?
Put down the McDonald's.
That's what Quentin's saying. Put down the McDonald's. Okay, Raymond, how
I'm
about
on
you?
the same tip. I agree with Clint.
Okay. That will have a huge impact, but it's also a major life change. Okay. Some people are unwilling to, and that's the reason why some people are in such bad shape. They're unwilling to give up things, right? Okay. You have to be able to, baby steps. So what I would tell them is to stop. The two things I'd tell them. Number one, stop consuming calories in liquid form. Whatever you drink should be calorie free. Okay, that's one thing they can do. Stop consuming liquid calories. Okay. Second thing, stop eating fries. Order whatever you want at McDonald's. You order your normal thing. Just don't have fries. And if you get a drink, make it 0 calorie. You can still do a Diet Coke. You can still do a diet whatever. Okay. But just no calories. So it has 0 calories in your liquids, and don't eat fries. That person will lose a significant amount of weight in no time without even exercising. Don't change anything else in your life. Just stop drinking calories and stop eating fries. Or cut the fries out. If you visit McDonald's 3 times, have fries once out of the 3. Okay, that way they're not dramatically changing life. You're not depriving them of something. Okay. Once they start getting results, you might be able to tell them to drop the McDonald's. Because, dudes, if you lose 15 pounds like within the first month because of that little change, they might be inspired to not eat McDonald's. Maybe.
I can see that.
Tell them that from day one, they'll walk away. Right? I mean, think about it. What is name me a disease that claims a lot of U.S. lives that can be entirely a disease that claims a bunch of U.S. lives that people do to themselves.
Diabetes.
There you go. And how many people die from diabetes every day? I mean, I don't know the number, but it's a big number. But diabetes, for the most part, there's 2 kinds. The kind that is mostly prevalent is the kind that is entirely lifestyle driven.
Mm-hmm.
Right? You don't have to die from diabetes. Even if you have it already, it doesn't have to kill you if you make some changes. But think about it. There's so many people who die from it because they refuse to make changes. Okay? And it's one of those, so it comes back down to choices, right? Let's talk about the hamster wheel again. Let's talk about the rat race. Okay. Oh, Raymond's nodding today.
Oh yeah, it's been a long day.
It's been a long day.
I hate to say that. I should have did the Dopio.
Done the what?
The Dopio.
What's
espresso shot?
The what?
The Dopio, the espresso shot.
Oh, okay. I'm like, what's a dopio? Okay,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. I'm sorry. I've been going back to Starbucks, so all my Starbucks turns are coming back,
there we
man.
go. Okay, so okay, so what'll help Raymond drive some of the conversation with us? Okay, so
There's some of the conversation.
yeah, if you're talking, you're not sleeping.
Definitely
There we
not.
go. So okay, so let's talk about this rat race. Okay, um, what stops people from taking an entrepreneurship journey? Why don't they do it?
Fear.
uh, Go, Quinn.
Fear.
Fear is one thing. Okay, I think more than fear though. What's Raymond? What do you think?
Um, More than fear, the money to do it.
Okay, maybe the ability, but one thing that really stops people, I mean, because there's a lot you can do out there that doesn't take a lot of money. Okay, what
Hmm.
stops a lot of people is just sheer laziness,
Yep, that's true.
convenience. I mean, like it's going to inconvenience them. Oh, do I got to put extra hours into something? I mean, getting the couch. The couch is
Hmm.
the biggest enemy for some entrepreneurs,
Yep.
right? Um, a false sense of comfort,
Mm.
right? A lot of entrepreneurs. So if you go overseas where people are starving, right, there are a lot of entrepreneurial minded people. There are people hustling in other countries.
Mm.
Okay, you'll see people making businesses out of not. I mean, okay, so this is crazy. So in the Philippines, you get guys walking down the street pushing these crazy ass handmade carts. They're made out of scrap lumber, right?
Hmm.
Loaded up with coconuts. They're selling coconut water. Okay, so this cart piled high, two big piles. One pile is coconuts, other pile is empty coconuts.
Hmm.
Okay, so they're selling you coconut water. And what they're doing, so like, let's say you walk up to the guy, I want a coconut, right? Give me coconut water. So what they'll do is they'll do one of two things. Either the case, so they'll bust out the freaking little machete and
Hmm.
they'll hack your coconut open till there's just the little thing they can poke a hole and they can give it, they put a straw in, they give it to you. So you're walking
Right.
around with a coconut with a straw in it. That's one way you can do it. Second way is they'll hack down to that point. They'll slide this thing. It looks like a ruler, thinner.
Yeah.
It's made of carabao horn, the horn of a water buffalo, and it's very flexible. Okay, they'll slide it in there, and they'll rotate it around the coconut on the inside, and then when they crack it open, the white part of the coconut. Remember, because there's that big ass husk. Then there's the hard shell, and lining the hard shell is coconut meat, the white the
Hmm.
white coconut itself, and in the middle is the liquid. They'll slide it around, and they'll pop out that coconut meat in a ball. It looks like a small cannonball.
Hmm.
They'll put it in a plastic bag, and inside that ball of coconut meat is coconut water.
Wow.
They'll slide it, pop it out, put it in a plastic bag, give you the bag, and you take a straw and you poke it in like a Capri Sun. Okay, these guys are hustling. They didn't. They made the cart out of scrap lumber, and they went out to the countryside and got a bunch of coconuts. Is what they've done. So
Mm.
everything's. I mean, they had to go out there and find the stuff, but it was free because they ain't got no money.
Right.
So basically, they're looking for backyard coconuts that they can just grab out of a tree and resell.
Ah.
Okay, they're hustling, right? And the reason why they're able to hustle is because they don't have TVs.
Uh-uh.
They get home to a dirt floor building, right? There may or may not be electricity. There probably is. Um, but they don't have streaming subscriptions. Okay. There's nothing luring them from getting stuff done.
Hmm.
Unlike here, right? Whether it's creating a hustle for yourself or exercising, the couch can be your worst enemy.
Wow.
Yeah.
Right. So yeah. So a lot of times it is inertia that prevents a person from moving forward. And it's a level of comfort, right? Because if you're working and your rent is paid and you're able to make your credit card payments, some people don't want any more than that. there's some guys who basically the work day is done and they're going to go home, they're going to crack a beer that they believe they deserve because they worked so hard that day. They deserve this downtime.
I'm just cracking the beer because I want to crack the beer.
Yeah, but that's they won't put that time into a side hustle because that side hustle is now encroaching on their me time.
Mm-hmm.
And I know a lot of
You
people
have
like
no
that.
me time when you got a side hustle.
Yeah,
Ain't no, and like, man, I'm like, trust me, I've been living like a Jamaican for a while.
yeah, dude. A side
I
hustle
just started
sacrifice.
playing video games after 15 years.
A side hustle sacrifice. You got to give up something for it,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Like video games.
The video games. Like, yeah, unfortunately, I just got a PS5 over here,
Mm-hmm.
which is I haven't done anything. Okay, so I played something. What was I playing? I'm playing Witcher.
What is that?
You know that video game Witcher: The Wild Hunt? They made a Netflix show out of it. The Witcher. Doesn't sound familiar.
You got me on that one,
Henry
Armando.
Cavill's playing The Witcher. Well, he was. Now he dropped out of the show. Once again, because we're gonna jump back into this now. So Henry Cavill, Superman,
Mm.
was he wanted to be the lead actor in this adaptation of. There was a series of books. I believe the guy who wrote them was from Poland. So the books were
Mm-hmm.
originally published in Polish. It's called The Witcher.
Mm.
Okay, and it deals with supernatural characters. So like they deal with Polish, Eastern European monsters, like Eastern European type vampires and ghouls, whatever. And the Witcher is this guy who hunts them. So the Witcher books were very popular. Then they made video games out of the Witcher, and Henry Cavill
Mm.
reads the books and plays the video games. So he really wanted
Mm.
to play the Witcher, and so he lobbied to get the role, and he got it. Okay, unfortunately, the writers of the show strayed far from the source material. Okay, and they made the emphasis of the show the female characters rather than the Witcher. So the witch in the especially in the second or third season, the Witcher himself is a secondary character
Mm.
to these other characters. And so Henry Cavill didn't like the way it was going. It's like, dude, this is not the way the book is. And from what what I was reading, the writers didn't even like the source material. They wanted to they wanted to read they wanted to recreate it in something different.
Who tolerated this ignorance?
Netflix. I mean, the showrunners. Okay, so the showrunners wanted female. Okay, so it's exactly like, okay, I don't want to sound like some crazy right wing nut, but it's exactly what happened to Star Wars. Star
Yeah.
Wars diminished the roles of the male characters to advance the roles of the female characters,
Yep.
much to the chagrin of the audience. The audience wasn't there for that. The audience, their core audience, is either a teenage male or a 50-year-old male, because either you grew up with it like I did, or
Mm-hmm.
you're a fantasy geek, and fantasy geeks aren't women, they're guys. Okay?
Yes.
And suddenly here you are, and all your male characters are idiots. And The Witcher did the same thing. The Witcher did exactly the same thing. You had people on the writing staff whose goal was to put the female characters in the forefront. They made all sorts of they rewrote the story to do that. And Henry
Mm.
Cavill just wasn't agreeing with it, so he finally quit. Or they didn't renew him. Like basically he made it known that he wasn't into it. He wasn't really liking the direction. And Liam Hemsworth took over his role.
Mm.
Okay, and that's what's happening to the Witcher. So the Witcher has faced the same fate as Star Wars.
Mm-mm.
Okay, and okay, we're not here anti-women. That's not what we are here. Okay, we just you got to understand your markets, right? If you are creating products for a specific market of people, give that market what it expects and what it wants.
Right. I mean, why would you go like when you think about it, this is $1 billion franchise
Mm-hmm.
built on strong men.
Yeah.
Why would you switch it?
Yeah, why would you change it? And the reason why they changed it is they weren't looking at the business side of it. They had they had a social agenda that they wanted to follow with. I mean, like And okay, so one could argue that this move I'm about to talk about wasn't necessarily snubbing the male audience, but Kathleen Kennedy doing events with the Force's female T-shirts, that sends the wrong message.
That's not the wrong. I don't care. The force shouldn't have a gender.
Yeah, the Force is the Force, right? The Force is not. I mean, the Force is the Force. The Force is not female. I mean,
If I had to think of the force has a penis. If anything, you know what I'm saying? Like that's what the force. If I had to really
the
think
Force is
about it
getting
like
me
that,
too, right?
yeah, you
Well, the
know what I'm saying.
lightsaber is very important.
The lightsaber is very important in the whole entire
But
series.
yeah, so I mean, that whole move. I mean, like it is a, and okay, now we're starting to get into this political segment. That's the problem with the people who create entertainment. Okay,
Yeah,
they're trying to they're creating things that are supposed to make change. That's not what entertainment's supposed to do. Entertainment's supposed to entertain you.
dope. You're supposed to make me laugh.
Okay, make you laugh, make you cry, make you whatever. It makes you feel something. It makes you feel something that you wanted to feel, right? Um, it's not there to lecture you. I don't want to be lectured
No,
by my entertainment. I don't want to be
absolutely,
I don't want to be told that my opinions are lesser by my entertainment,
absolutely not.
right? And also, and that's why a lot of voters don't like. Um, okay, so you have two parties in this country now, two main parties. You have the party of the right and the party of the left. We're not even called the Democrats and Republicans anymore, right?
Yep, it's right or left.
It's right or left. And the thing that the right, and I don't want to say it's doing it right, but when it comes to appealing to a group of people, what the right is doing right is it's mirroring its base. The base looks at the right wing people. I mean, the base looks at the right and they see themselves in it, right? Um, the problem with the left, especially, is that they treat the average American like they know better
Mm-hmm.
than the average American does, and it's their job to shepherd the average American into the proper decisions.
Yep,
It's like,
that's
oh, it's like,
left. That's left right there.
your knowledge is wrong. What you think is wrong. Here's what you should be doing, and listen to us because we're more educated than you,
Right.
right? And nobody wants to hear that. Okay, people wonder why the average American can connect with Donald Trump, because is Donald Trump the average American? Hell no, he shits on a golden toilet. Okay,
It's on
but
a
the average
golden toilet.
American connects with the guy because
Yep.
a lot of what he says is what they're thinking.
Yep.
He
And we
mirrors
aspire to
them.
be like Trump.
He mirrors them in a lot of ways.
Yep.
Okay, and that's why people like him. Okay, they see themselves in him, right?
Ooh.
The average American cannot see themselves in Gavin Newsom.
Heck no.
Okay, they just can't. You know, the people that are referred to as the intelligentsia, they can't see themselves. I mean, like they just look at them as a bunch of overeducated people who live in a bubble. They
Right.
don't live in the real world. Like AOC, I can't keep forgetting what her real name is. Alexandria Ocasio Cortez, I think.
I heard she used to be a waitress.
She was. That's what she was when she won her bid for Congress.
Mm.
Okay. I mean, but that aside, and that's the funny part. Because she's a working person, she should be more like everybody else. She's not. Okay.
No.
One of her little pet projects is to eliminate air travel,
Yeah.
which makes absolutely no sense. I mean, so she has this environment first attitude that makes no
Mm.
sense. Okay. You can have an environment first attitude, but you can't sacrifice the human race for it, right?
Mm.
What's the economy going to look like without air travel? How long will products take to reach us without air travel?
Mm.
Right? Certain things you can't ship cars. So when cars are coming from foreign countries, or when cars are shipped from New York to California, they don't
Yeah.
get there by air. They take rail, okay, on land, either rail or trucks, and if it's going from country to country across the oceans, they're on boats. Too heavy to fly.
Right.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, but a lot of other things travel by air.
Fruits,
Yeah,
vegetables.
fruits, vegetables. Sometimes, well, some of those are also shipped the other ways, but we're talking like the reason why you can get products so fast from Amazon because air
Air.
travel. The reason
Right.
why FedEx can get you your stuff so quickly, air travel. The reason why we can go from country from state to state so quickly, air travel. What does the world look like without air travel? Okay, and she will argue that there was a time when there was no air travel. That's true, but do you want the country to go back to a time before air travel?
Yeah, that was a stupid way to put that. That's what she really said. She did not say that.
Yeah, I mean, people. Yeah, that's but that's her. But that's got to be her rationale. How can you see if you want to eliminate air travel? If she wants to eliminate air travel, okay, you're going to take the country back to a time before air travel.
Yeah, when we wore horses.
Oh no, no, remember
We
we
have cars.
we had cars already.
But you had to crank them up.
Oh no, okay, okay. Commercial air travel didn't start to mean like we had regular cars at that point in time already, right? Before there was
Well, when
real
the
air travel.
commercial air travel started.
Probably in the 1930s.
Man, what? Black people didn't have the right to vote. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Okay,
like
that's
everything that she just said, I can't believe she said
yeah. So
that.
I mean, like, imagine waiting, imagine
Women couldn't
ordering,
even vote. Like,
imagine
let
ordering,
alone be a
but
congressperson.
imagine ordering something from Amazon, and it takes. So here's what's nuts, right? I'm used to ordering something from Amazon, and it's there the next day.
Yeah.
Sometimes when I order a product on Amazon, I look at the shipping times because
Shout out to them.
there's two companies I can buy the same kind of thing from. One of them will take a week to ship to me. One will take a day. The one that takes a day might be a little bit more expensive, but it might be cheaper. But the one that takes a day is the one I'm buying, right? Because I want it tomorrow. Okay. Could you imagine if everything you order on Amazon took a week to get to you? It's
Well,
I mean,
most of my stuff take a week though.
does it
I
really?
be getting the free shipping. I ain't gonna lie.
Well, I get free shipping too, but but are you a Prime member?
Nope, I don't got Prime.
That's why. See, when you're Prime, everything is like one day. But
Mm,
but I might sound like some out of touch person, but dude, once you've experienced like next day receiving of products, you never want to go back to waiting a week or two. Okay, actually, here's something funny. This thing right here, this thing took me 2 weeks to get. Okay.
what was that?
And the reason why I wasn't minding it is because I'm not going to install it anyway. This is a window lift repair kit for my Audi. So
Mm,
my driver's side rear quarter panel window, because it's a convertible, and so like there's the main window and there's a little teeny tiny one in the back.
mm-hmm,
The regulator system broke. Okay, not made
mm,
anymore. So you have to buy repair kits.
mm.
Okay, it's a much older car, and so they don't make them anymore. So you have to repair what's there, and they do make repair kits. They're made in like, let me see, like Malta or something like that. They're somewhere in the Middle East, somewhere in like Mediterranean Middle East area, and so it takes a while because it has to pass customs. Okay, so this took 2 weeks to get to me, but I was okay with that because I'm not planning on installing it anytime soon anyway. Okay,
Mm.
so this is the only thing that's ever taken me that long in a long time. Everything else gets to me within like a couple days or a day. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
can I wait a week for products? Probably, right?
Right.
But if you don't have to, you don't have to. Like I don't want to wait a week if I can get it like bam immediately, right? Because they process my payment immediately. So I want the benefit of what I paid for immediately. Okay? And if she's telling me that I'm going to give that up, to give the earth who knows how many, I ain't doing that.
We
Give me
talked
my
about
free
this.
shipping, give me my my 1 week delivery or less, right? I ain't
Yeah.
gonna like give up air travel to. I mean, it's convenience, but it's the world we live in now. I ain't going back.
Yeah, I think this is a time where we talked about this. We need to go back to smaller government. I think, like, I saw something, and the internet. You know what I'm saying? I didn't get to read the full
Okay.
thing, but they were talking about they were going to end dual citizenship. Like you're going to have to choose, and I feel like I mean I've never really met anybody with dual citizenship. I don't know how much that affect them, but I
Okay.
definitely believe that you should not be a dual citizen and actually hold office here.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I don't believe that
Yeah.
because that's what McDonnie
Yeah.
became. I'm like, nah,
But
I don't agree with that.
the thing about dual citizenship, there's multiple kinds of dual. Well, at least with my country, there's multiple kinds of dual citizenship.
Hmm.
There's the kind of dual citizenship that's official, right? I could go in and I could become an official dual citizen, and my U.S. passport will have an endorsement card inside it, indicating I'm a dual citizen. You can get that,
Hmm.
okay? And that's, I believe, is what Mamdani has.
Hmm.
Okay, I think, I don't know if he has it or not. The second kind of dual citizenship, not much you can do about it, right? Because they don't governments don't have access to other governments' records. Okay, so if
Yeah,
you're if
I don't want nobody like that.
see if you're an official dual citizen, then it's on record. So if I was an official dual citizen, my U.S. passport will have an endorsement inside it.
Hmm.
Okay, that that they can try to eliminate, right? Because that's something the government knows about. Okay, but the other kind of dual citizenship is because other countries really don't care, right? So even
Hmm.
if let's say I immigrated here at 18, right, and I took an oath here, um, and I renounced my former citizenship, okay, and I have U.S. citizenship now, okay. Other countries don't care, okay.
Hmm.
Other countries say if you're so the Philippines is like you can either be by birth or by blood, okay. So if you are born in another country to two parents of Filipino blood who are citizens at the time, or even not. I mean, like if you were born to two people of Filipino blood, then you're a citizen if you want to be. And I'll acknowledge
Hmm.
that, right? So my form of dual citizenship is is a separate passport,
Hmm.
right? It's almost like you're a different person. So you can be a Filipino who gets citizenship in America, and in the Philippines, you get your passport issued. So because or the passport you had before is still good. You just keep renewing it. Okay, that's and people do that. I mean, like in my case, people will do dual citizenship because in the Philippines you can't own land if you're not a citizen. You can't own you can't own a business if you're not a citizen, 100% at least, right? So if you come from a country like the Philippines and you have a bunch of land over there, become a U.S. citizen, you got to maintain Filipino citizenship if you want to keep your land.
Hmm.
Okay, and that kind of citizen the U.S. has no idea about, right? Because
Right.
they don't have access to Philippine passport records.
Mm.
Okay, um, and even then, you don't even need a passport to be a citizen. I can go over there and verify my citizenship with my birth certificate.
Mm.
I show that and I have all the rights of a citizen. Because you got to realize, I mean, like only a small percentage of American citizens have passports. Okay,
Yeah.
and other countries too. I mean, some people will never leave their country. They don't need a passport, but they're still
Right.
citizens, right?
Shoot.
So if I'm in the Philippines, I don't have a passport. How do I prove citizenship? All I got to do is show my birth certificate. I'm born there. And it shows my
Mm.
parents' names. So you can verify they were citizens over there. So I can own land. So I'm officially, even if I don't have a passport for the Philippines, I'm still a citizen. They acknowledge that, so I can own my land, right?
Mm.
So yeah, but so Mamdani is probably an official dual citizen where
He shouldn't be the mayor
he
no
has an
more.
endorsement in his passport. And I
Yeah.
agree that I agree with that. A person who is elected to office here should not have citizenship elsewhere.
Yeah. Because I think you might be a traitor.
Yeah, I mean, like you have an oath to a foreign country.
I mean, at the end of the day, he talking about all the type of socialist stuff. It seemed like you're coming to do that to mess America up. You hate that we trying to make America great again, and you trying to send us back. So I side eye that guy.
Well, there are
All the time.
people. I mean, there are people who do believe in that. They think that socialism will solve problems. That some people think
Socialism
that.
don't solve nothing. Socialism is slavery with extra steps. It's straight up. It is. It's just slavery with extra steps, and you get to be a lazy slave.
I think you're
That's
talking about. I
it.
think
You
you're
get
talking
to
about.
be a lazy slave,
I think you're talking about communism.
huh?
I think we're talking about communism.
Both of them. Like, okay, communism is where a doctor is going to get paid the same as a plumber, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so
Socialism, everybody just gets paid a universal basic income, right?
Well, no. Okay. So socialism, and I'm not an expert in this field, but
Uh,
say with communism, everything is government owned.
yeah.
Okay, everything is government owned, and I don't even think there is such thing as salaries. I don't think you get paid anything. The government provides you with everything. There's no private ownership. Okay, and the government provides you with all you need to survive.
Yeah.
Okay, socialism is a scenario where the government provides a bare minimum for everybody. Okay, but I still think that you can have industry with socialism to a certain degree. I may be wrong about that.
Without it being heavily taxed
Oh,
or heavily
it'll be taxed
controlled.
to hell. It'll be taxed to all God knows. I mean, like, because remember, socialism needs to get the money to pay for everything from somewhere.
Yeah.
See,
And like,
there's no taxes in communism because
man.
there's no business in, there's no private industry in communism.
Hmm.
There's no like nobody has there's no entrepreneurship in communism.
Right.
Okay,
I mean, I
the
don't know.
government owns everything and provides everything. So
Yeah.
it doesn't, and everybody works for it. So everybody works
Right.
together for, there's no private healthcare. It's all government healthcare, and the doctors work there for free essentially.
That's wild. I would never have a
Yeah.
doctor work for free.
Actually, if you really think about it, okay, do you guys watch Star Trek at all? Have you ever seen Star Trek?
I mean, I haven't watched none of the new Star Treks.
Okay, even in the old Star Trek, the world of Star Trek is supposed to be the world of humans in the far future.
Right.
There's no jobs. There's no money.
Nah, they had a job. They was on the ship.
No, no, but they're serving. Okay,
Yeah.
so in this utopian society, there is no currency anymore. There's no money. People aren't paid anything. Everybody just gets everything for free.
Uh,
And but everybody has a task. Everybody has a job to do. But they're not jobs as in like they're paying you money. Like all those guys on the ship,
mm-hmm.
that's their job to do. Whereas the guys who are on Earth, some guys are growing grapes, some guys are doctors, other people are working in factories. Everybody works, but nobody's paid. It's basically communism.
Yeah. And they want to condition us for
Yeah,
that.
that's what Star Trek
But,
was. It's a
mm-hmm.
world without money. But of course, what's crazy about Star Trek is that the modern one, especially the modern versions of it, they encounter other societies who still have money,
Yep.
right? And so they end up when they send them into these places, like, okay, here you go. They give them currency. It's like you need this because they're going to charge you for food.
Right. But you know what? And that's why I'm like, I feel like it doesn't work because people are different. There are some people, despite even your family background, there's going to be people that decide to do things that are out. I'm not going to say are not the norm, but put them in a certain class, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, just imagine everybody had the same money, right?
Okay.
And you go to Fogo de Chao.
Okay.
Imagine getting some ghetto people coming in go Fogo de Chao. You know what I'm saying? Like, just imagine the Beverly Hillbillies walk up in there. They walk up in there looking dusty, dirty. They smell bad because they didn't take baths before they got there.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? They got all the money in the world. They can go get free healthcare, but they just don't believe in doctors. You
Okay.
know what I'm saying? And they walked up in there, didn't have no table manners, and you looking at them.
So essentially, you're describing going to cruise ship.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? I like I'm telling you, like it's just certain people who don't have class, regardless. Even if they
Woo!
had a whole bunch of money, they're still not gonna have no class.
Quentin, you got an opinion on that?
I've been on a cruise ship. That's the truth. You got everybody with everybody.
You
The
got
little guy
everybody
with the
with
high guy,
everybody.
and they sit you at tables with anybody and everybody sometimes. Like you might be sitting at a table with a young person, an old person one day, another person, somebody from left, somebody from right, somebody with no opinion, somebody with a high opinion. It's like you get a hodgepodge of people on a cruise ship.
But so I mean, okay, so I've never been on a cruise ship. Okay,
Really?
but yeah, never ever. It doesn't appeal to me. The thought of being trapped on a floating. I mean,
A
basically, it's
floating
like
world.
a
You're on a
floating
floating
world,
world.
right? Where there's nothing to do but eat.
There's more stuff to do than eat.
What else is there doing cruise ship?
You get a massage, you can work out. I
Well,
want to
there's
play
that kind of stuff.
basketball.
But who goes on a cruise ship and works out? I mean, like you're there to
I
relax.
do.
So, what you worked out on the cruise ship?
I worked out. I hopped in the jacuzzi. I laid out in the sun. I did a whole bunch of stuff on that cruise. We went on the islands, snorkel.
Okay,
Like
so
it's
you
like
you're
to me,
you
like I felt like I wish I could stay longer.
so you enjoyed the cruise ship experience,
Yeah,
dude. But were you surrounded by a bunch of ghetto folk?
but I'm ghetto. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't like I like ghetto stuff. I asked you. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said,
Ah,
okay,
okay.
come on, man. I work in a restaurant where it's nothing but
That's
ghetto
true. You do.
people.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's true.
You know what I'm
Oh,
saying?
okay,
And
okay,
I have to deal with them.
okay. Yeah. So yeah, yeah. You're right. Most of the places that I go to, I'm not going to be dealing with any ghetto folk, right?
Right.
And yeah,
I hate like when I have certain ghetto people come in, I almost feel like I gotta apologize to certain civilized people. Like I'm sorry, y'all. Like you know what I'm saying? Like I had that actually happen. One day, I had this white guy come in. He had a British accent. I have never seen this guy before in my life.
at
I
with
had
here
two of
at
my regular customers come in
really.
and they got into it. Like big into it. Like one of them had a knife, another one picked up a hot sauce bottle. I couldn't believe this was happening
Why?
in front of this British
Oh, in
man.
front of him. So they weren't into it with him. They were into it with each other,
They were into it with each other. But
and
it's
he
like
was witnessing it.
he was witnessing
Okay,
it.
okay,
And this is
gotcha,
the
gotcha.
first time he's ever been there. I felt bad. Like I really did. Like I was like, dang man, I'm so sorry, man. You know, no. No, you don't have to say you
Wait,
didn't
so
like I already know how you feel.
I
Because you was
don't
not expecting that at 7:30 in the morning.
I don't know if you mentioned it, but you said he's a guy with a British accent. Was he a white dude or was he a black dude?
Oh yeah, he was a white guy.
Wow. Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And like came in there and it's like it's funny, but I still see these customers. Like one of them was a lady, sees me all the time. She loved me. Then the other guy, I just seen him the other day. He came and apologized.
Yeah, actually, those are the kind of people that we like to watch on TikTok videos going crazy in a McDonald's or Waffle
Yeah,
House.
yeah, those the type of people that you watch on Maury. You
Yeah,
know what I'm saying? Like, but
Entertainment.
you don't expect like I mean I experience them. Like I said, I love them. I don't care. Even like old boy apologized to me. I didn't scold him or nothing. I was like, look, bro, it happens. But for it to happen in front of that British guy, I felt bad for him.
has anybody been arrested there?
Dang, it's crazy. People have been shot, but nobody's been arrested.
Shots fired, no arrest made.
People have been shot and then people have
So
died.
they really
And
are
nobody's
they
been
really
arrested.
are upholding the no snitching rule.
Now, and the funny thing about it, I got police officers that come in there. I got police officers. I get the people that work in jails. I get fire. Shout out to my man Mel. I got people from the fire department that come in. Like I get everybody, man.
But no arrests ever.
Never had an arrest. I remember it. I got a gangster partner that come in. He walked in and the police was there. He was like, "Nope."
I'm gonna come back later.
Yeah, I'll see you another time.
It's like, I'm smarter than that. And he just left.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like I said, man,
I mean, yeah,
it is what it is. But
there are
I like,
times. I mean, there are times where and honestly, I've never been in a high end restaurant where somebody walked in who quote unquote did not belong. That's maybe the wrong way to say it, but it's true. You know, there's some times where there's folks in a place where that just shouldn't be there, right?
Yeah.
And no, but it's a free country. You can be wherever you want to be, right?
But people discriminate, and I hate to say it, like, it's a discussion online. Like, I mean, I hate bringing up this term because I kind of rebuke it now, but it's black fatigue, where people like I'm not going to talk about it on every instance, but they have black fatigue as when it comes to restaurants, especially with black women. Like,
Okay,
black women don't tip,
okay,
and I'm I second that. Like, there's certain women that do tip,
okay.
right? But there's a particular woman that's African American that will go into restaurants, and you know that she's not going to tip. You can tell her, so you can tell who it is when they walk in. I can tell who it is when they walk in. Me and my coworkers can tell because sometimes we fight not to take that table
Ah,
because these people don't tip, and they want the world.
yeah.
They
Okay,
want the world handed to them.
okay.
Like,
So
huh?
so black fatigue. Define that.
Black fatigue. Originally, it was black people being tired of the oppression from white people. Somehow it got flipped on now. This people being tired of black people, and it's a whole bunch of stuff. People are tired of the hip hop. People are tired of the ghetto antics. And I use ghetto, and remember, everybody can be ghetto,
Okay.
but people are tired of the black ghetto antics. And when it comes to restaurants in particular, people are tired of black people that come in that are classless and don't tip.
Hmm.
I had one of my friends, like I'm telling you, a lot of people agree with what I'm talking about. One of my friends called me and we had the same conversation. I just went out with a girl who didn't believe in tipping. She believes that you should do something for more money. And I was like, well, I believe you should eat at McDonald's. Like, I really believe that you should. I believe you should go and have it your way somewhere else. But don't come to my restaurant asking me to get you a bottle of champagne, make you a drink, and get your food out at a satisfactory time, get you extra butter, get you all this extra stuff, and you don't leave no money. Because next time I see you, I ain't gonna take your table.
Wait. So this type of woman,
Hmm.
what does she do in a nail salon? Does she tip there or not?
That
Because
is
I
very
mean, like the majority of what these people in nail salon earn. I mean, it's I guess is like a waiter. They rely on tips, right? And they're going to be using that service quite frequently. And honestly, if I okay, so a restaurant's a little bit different. Even though it says we reserve the right to refuse service, right? You
right.
can say that, but yeah, I mean, but I've never seen a restaurant refuse to serve a person because they know they don't tip. I've never seen that.
You can't necessarily do that. Like, okay, like black fatigue. This actually happened last week. There was a situation in a restaurant where a group of black women got into a fight, right? An actual fist fight. There was another group of African American women that were not associated with that group, and the people in the restaurant told them they have to leave.
Okay.
Like, that was pure discrimination when you really looked at it. But it was like, if I tell, like, it's one of the things, if I told my beautiful black women that this is happening because of your outlook on service, they would argue me down.
Okay. So, but what happens in a nail salon? Because I can totally see nail salon people because nail salons are small businesses where, and a lot of them are crowded. A lot of nail salons are pretty. The popular ones are pretty crowded. Um,
I would think in those scenarios the tip is already included.
it's not.
It's not.
No, it's not. I mean, like like hey, because you guys, I don't know if you guys know this, but I really enjoy pedicures. So I go to nail
Uh,
salons every month to get that done, right? And so
Ah, I didn't
I'm
know
like
that.
the one dude in there with a like everyone else is female, right? I'm like the one
Yeah.
dude in there getting his nails done or his toenails done.
Mm.
I don't do my hands just because it gets ruined too fast and screw it. I don't want to. I
Yeah,
can
but
cut
the
the
feet, like it's like it makes you feel like you walking on air
yeah. I
afterwards.
mean, like
It feels good. I understand.
I mean,
I've
and
got purple.
I have this. I enjoy paint to a certain degree, right? And I like it when they're just it's like yeah, draw blood. Um,
Yeah.
but they have the service for whatever $50 or whatever it costs, and then you
Yeah.
tip on top of that. Standard, you
Right.
tip on top of that, and you give like 20% or more, right? I usually with
Right.
nails I usually tip more than that, because you have your specific people that you use because they understand your feet, right? So I
Right.
always go to the same person every time because they do the best job. It takes a while to figure that out, but you get the same person every time.
Right.
Okay, so I mean, I can totally see, and my person has a line, right? So you get there,
Hmm.
and depending on when I get there, I may have to wait. Okay,
Right.
I can totally see them not taking clients that don't tip.
No, I don't take you. You don't tip. I can
Yeah,
see that happening. You know what
yeah,
I'm saying? No,
I
you
can.
go
I mean,
somewhere
I
else.
wouldn't. I mean, I would say no to that person. That person doesn't tip. I'm taking.
Yeah. And
And
I think it's nothing wrong. Now,
it's funny.
I
Okay, so with me, I'm a regular. I mean, I go in there. I'm a regular client, right? And but I just noticed the other day when I went in there, sign on the
mm,
wall that says that they charge for the service in advance.
oh yeah.
Okay.
Armand, I get your money before I bring you your food.
Oh yeah. But okay. So the restaurant that's weird. I think nails place. I mean that's yeah. Yeah. So Raymond works in a place that in this case. So this is really odd to me at least. When I go into a restaurant that charges me when I order, it usually means I have a tray and I'm going to Panda Express, right? So I'm walking
Yep.
in. I want a number three combo. Give me a half and half on the rice and noodles. Give me the whatever. I make my thing. I get my food. I take my tray up to the front. They ask if I want a drink or not. I pay for it. Then I get my food and I sit down and eat. Right?
Right.
If I eat inside there, or I take it home with me, whatever. Right? If I'm paying in advance for my food, that's where I am. Right?
Yeah.
I would never ever think that a place that sat me down, gave me menus, right? A guy came up and took my order at the table, would charge me before my food got there.
Yeah. Now
Typically, in
I'm
a
not going.
situation like that, it's like, your food gets there, you have your good time, and then you get your bill and you tip according to how good the service was. Or in some places where it's more expensive, the tip's built in.
Yeah.
Okay. That's more normal. But Raymond's restaurant is like that. You come up there, you wait, you get seated at a table. Your server, Raymond, may come up to you and tell you what the specials are, take your orders, and then present you with the bill before the food even gets there.
Yep. Like I my like the way my system goes is soon as I bring you the drinks, I bring you the bill.
Yep.
And I mean I'm in a gray area right now where the owner has threatened us, where she said like, look, if y'all don't make sure y'all get this payment before they get their food, I'm gonna make it to where they gonna have to pay before they sit down. And I was like, shit. I'm not
They
gonna
haven't even
argue with
ordered
you.
yet. They're paying. It's like, give us a credit
Yeah,
card. We're gonna run $300 on it. It's like getting a rental car, right?
right. I
You
mean,
run
but
it in advance, and then when you bring the car back, they refund you whatever they didn't need to charge you,
Credit.
right?
yeah, but
To
I
make
mean,
sure you can pay.
in a certain sense, like I'm actually in a point where it's like, fuck it, like I don't care if she get mad at us and do that, then do it. Because honestly, like sometimes I feel like some of these people need that. Like I think we had a what happened on Sunday? We had a party of 20, right? That came in. Instead of working it out amongst each other, they made my coworker split the bill almost 15 ways. And everybody came and paid individually afterwards. And I was like, for real? Like I had just went out that Friday, right? It was about 12 of us. I was like, whoever is not paying with a credit card to get points, send me your money. And that's how we did it. And most of everything came off my credit card.
There we go.
Everybody sent me their money, and boom, we done.
Oh,
Like
hold on. Talking about that, hold on. I got something I need to present to you guys. Hold on.
mm. What, you got a black card now?
So that's the new way to do it, huh?
What?
Everybody send me your money. That's not trying to put it on a credit card for points.
Yeah,
Or haggling over 25 people splitting the bill.
Quentin, my girlfriend gave me a freaking lecture because she found my Amex card and she couldn't believe I had one. And she was like, "Don't you know you get 4% back on dining? You know how often we go out? You've had this card this whole entire time." She was mad because I was like, I might miss out on the spending bonus.
That's a good thing to be mad about. Here we go. Okay, so
Right.
earlier we talked about advertising.
Mm-hmm.
So if you are selling a product, especially a digital product, I truly believe if you want to take your business to the next level, you got to go beyond organic sales and start advertising. Okay? And when you do it, you have to understand the way advertising works. You have to understand the mentality. So you got to have a firm understanding of your target market. You have a firm understanding of your audience. Know what makes them tick. Know who you're targeting. Create ads that speak directly to who you're targeting. Okay? You got to make them want to click. You got to present them with ads that trigger their clicking. Okay? If you can, people talk about running ads with 6x ROI, 6x ROI. In other words, the ads, the sales are 6 times the amount they spend on ads. Others talk about 4 times ROI. Those are awesome. Okay. Other people talk about 2 times ROI. All of that is great. 1.25 ROI. Okay. 1.25 for every $1 you spend, you collect $1.25. Right. To me, that's great too, because you can simply, if you want to make $2,500 and you're collecting 1.25 ROI, what does that mean? You got to spend $10,000 in ads.
Right.
Spend 10 grand in ads, you will collect 2,005 above and beyond what you paid. You'll collect 12,005, which means 2,005 is your profit. If you want to make 5 grand, okay, spend what is it? Spend
20.
What's that?
Is it 20
20
double?
grand. I mean, like, if you got the money to spend, you can earn that kind of money, right? Okay. And if you're going to spend that kind of money, you want to spend on one of these suckers. Here it is. There's a card. This card is the American Express Business Gold Card.
Yeah.
Okay. This card, let's get the light on it. So it's a pretty card. I ordered the Rose Gold edition. It's Rose Gold.
I was about to say, I was like, yeah, I thought it was the plum, but you got the Rose Gold,
magnificent. Man. Okay.
Yeah.
This adds to my collection of cards I could probably kill somebody with. Okay, it's solid. It's heavy. I can throw this sucker, and I can.
Right.
Okay, but this card gets you 6 times points on ad spend. Okay, so picture this. Picture you're not at 1.25 ROI. You're at 1-to-1, break even. You spend $1, you collect $1. Okay, that means you're not making any money, but you're not losing any either. Okay, if you get your ads to that point, the message to your mind is this is going to work, because all I got to do is improve to get to earn money. Just either make the ads better, make your targeting better, focus on your KPI, your key performance indicators. Somewhere you can improve. Okay. But with this card, if you're breaking even 1-to-1, okay, 1-time ROI, that means spend $1, collect $1, break even at 6 times points, up to $150,000 each year of spend. Okay. What is that? Okay. So in essence, at 150, at 6 times, it's 6 points, for every dollar spent. When you redeem that 150, it'll be about $8,000-ish dollars.
Mm.
So every 150 you spend, you make $8,000 in rewards. Money. It's
Mm.
actually money they're going to give to you. So you spend $150,000 and on ads, and you sell 150 grand worth of product. You broke even. But what you really did is you made $8,000 from the points.
Mm.
Okay? If that number holds true, okay, I'd spend $150,000 every month on this card. Well, not this card. In the first month, if that number holds true, I'd spend $150 on this card, and I'll make $8,000 for that month.
Right.
The next month, okay, my other card, same card, different company, okay, we'll spend the 150. I'll spend 150. Every 150 I spend will be on a different Amex Business Gold card. Because you can get 6 times points on the first 150 spent. So when I use this card, I spend 150. The next 150 I spend will be the next one, the next 150, the next one. Because you can get as many of these as you want. Okay, and if you're using them like I use them, you could mean like your limit is there's no limit, right? Now, if that's the case, I'll use 2 separate cards and spend $300 this month. Okay, so 150 on one with this 150 on the other. The rewards on each are about $8,000. I'll make $16,000 this month on rewards while breaking even from ad spend. My business itself will make zero money. It'll lose zero money too. It'll break even, but I'll make 16 grand just from rewards.
So it's almost like at 18%. You get 18% back off of your spend.
Something like this. Pretty crazy, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, like that's a good way to look at it.
Currently, it's the only card that provides that provides that benefit.
Yeah, because I think because I have I have a civilian gold card.
Doesn't do it. Yeah.
It only gives me 4%.
Yeah.
I mean, 4 points.
4 points up to a certain number. This one is 6 points for the first 150 and 2 points for everything else beyond that.
Yeah.
Okay. So, but why wouldn't you get a whole okay? So, who here of us three who has more than 3 LLCs and corporations?
You?
I do. Do you yet?
Huh?
Do you yet?
I only have one.
Quentin?
It's the one so far.
Okay. I was going to keep going anyway. So, okay. So I've got more than 10. Okay.
Woo!
I mean, way more than 10. Okay. So I can get one of these for every one of them. I don't know if I can get 2 for each one, but I know I can get 1 for each one. Guarantee you that. Okay.
But you have to pay the $350.
$375
for each one?
Yes.
Huh?
You do.
Pay $375 for each one.
But you can make, I mean, if you just stop your spend at 150, because there's no reason to spend beyond 150. Because if you spend 150 on ads, okay, obviously if I have other expenses, I'll use the card for that too, right? But if I'm going to spend on ads, it'll be the 150. Okay. And then if my formula holds true and I spend 150 in ads and I break even, right? The next 150 I spend will be in the next American Express Gold card. So I can get 6 points on that 150. Now, imagine if you can run 1 million, and and you've seen people talking about that on podcasts. I spent $3 million in ads this month. You'll see people say that.
Yeah.
Okay. And for a lot of these people, it's probably true.
Yeah.
Okay? Because if you can, and what's happened with them is they found an ad that they can run that gets them 1.25% return. Even that little tiny 1.25% return, if you spent $1 million, if you're getting 25 cents for every dollar you spend in profit, that's it. 25 cents. Okay. It doesn't sound that great. But if it scales up and stays the same, what do you earn if you spend $1 million that month?
$250,000.
$250,000. Right? If you can get your ad targeting right, you can keep scaling up and keep earning that same percentage until you reach a point where the market is maxed out for you. Right? Then you got to pull back. You got to stop.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But what if that number is a million? What if you can go to a million and get a 25 cents back? Yeah, I mean, like, yeah, your targeting is not incredible. It's making a little bit of money, but because there's a formula, you can just keep spending more and more to make more.
Mm.
I'd rather run a business because think about it. You run a business where you can just simply spend more money and make more money. Okay. Or you run a business where you have to figure out, where spending more money doesn't help, right? Like a restaurant is that kind of business. A restaurant's that kind of business where, you have to find ways to, how else can I bring people in the door? Advertising only takes you so far. You have to start, okay, so I ran a really big bar restaurant, right? You have to start planning events. So suddenly, okay, what bands can I hire? And you've seen it. You walk into a place, they're constantly trying to bring on headliners because they're trying to bring people in the door, right? It's real work. Who can I hire to bring in more business? What kind of programs can I run? Can I run more ladies' nights? Do I do buy one get? What can I do to drive more sales? Right? It's real work, right? Versus get to a formula. $1 spent equals 25 cents earned. Okay, on top, after costs, right? So $1 spent means $1.25 coming in. Screw it. Instead of making the product better, instead of improving anything else, yes, I'll try to improve all the different moving parts, but I'll just start spending more to earn more. Right? If you can spend if you had the ability, so let's say you're running ads and you're running it at $500 a day, then you're running it $1,000 a day, and then you're running $5,000 a day, and every increase gives you the same ROI. Okay? Your ability to spend on ads is only limited by your credit limits or your money in the bank. Okay, your goal, see, that's why I have a credit limit essentially that I can't reach normally, right? If I ran like $300,000 of ads this month, I could do it. Right? But so picture that. So you run your ads and it's holding true. You're at $10,000 ad spend and you're collecting $12,500. If you ran $100, you collected $25 on top of it, right? You're at that point where no matter how high you go, it's still the same. 1.25. Okay. What's stopping you from spending $100,000? Could be your credit limit. It could be your bank account, right? What's stopping you from spending $300,000? Same thing, your credit limit, your bank account. At that point, you got to start looking for business loans. If you were faced with that, if you've been running ads for 5 months and getting 1.25% return, and let's say your credit limit's $50,000, okay, you're able to spend that, immediately repay it, and spend it again, right? So every month you can spend 50, right? But that's your limit. Okay. One way to do it is spend maxing your credit and reinvest all the money earned. You can do that too, right? But you can also jump into some business finance. You can try to get a loan, right? You can try to improve your credit scores or improve your credit limits, so you can spend if you've been doing 5 months of ad spend at $50,000 a month, and you're conservative, and you have $500,000 of credit you can use, you can jump straight to 500,000. I wouldn't advise going from 50,000 to 500 immediately. I say go to 60, go to 70, dude. And if that's holding, jump to 150. And if that doesn't hold, start jumping back until you find what does. Right. So let's say that you have that 1.25 is what you're making, 1.25, okay, and you're spending 100,000, and you're getting back $25,000 as your profit, okay, and let's say let's say next month you spend 200 instead of 100, right? And it goes from 1.25 to $1.10.
Mm.
Okay, or $1.15. Let's say it goes to $1.15. It dropped by 10 cents, right? So, but you spent $200,000, right? So $200,000, if you're making 10 cents for every dollar spent,
Mm.
okay, how much did you earn?
200,
What's that?
200,000.
$200,000, right? Still more than you earned at the 100, but
Mm-hmm.
not at the same rate, right? So you can do one of two things. You can either say, okay, yeah, I still earn more money, so I'll just keep spending it.
Mm-hmm.
Or another way to do it is you can start pulling back until you find the point at which it turns into 1.25 again. But personally, I just keep spending 200 because I'm making money anyway,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
Or who cares? I mean, like at 200, you're already earning the $8,000 extra bonus from the rewards on the card,
Mm.
right? That's where it gets really interesting, right? There because of the rewards schemes, there are ways to earn money without profiting,
Mm.
right? What if you can run a business that broke dead even and make $300,000 in rewards every year? Would that be a good business? I think so.
Yeah, I think it would too. I was just thinking about it. It's almost like a
It's
fail
like
safe.
printing. It's like printing money
It's printing money
because you don't have to improve your courses. You don't have to improve your ads. You can just keep running them, break
a
it.
lot as long as they break even.
Yeah, it's like owning a shop where where basically it's like okay, you get a bunch of knuckleheads inside there running the show. It just breaks even every month. It doesn't make you any money, but you're getting paid $8,000 a month in rewards just to stay open.
Right.
You know, imagine running a sneaker shop that broke even, but you're buying your products using a card that rewards you for sneakers,
Mm-hmm.
and you're making 8 grand for every 150 spent on sneakers.
Mm.
And if you could spend 300 a month on sneakers, and they would all sell, but you still break even, why not make 16 grand a month in rewards? It's more than worth it because somebody else is manning the store. You know, it's basically a business that runs itself.
Profit, still profit.
Yeah. Some
Mm.
people would argue, oh yeah, but that's not really a business. Dude, 16 grand a month in in rewards money? Is that
Yeah,
not a business?
that's a business.
That's a business.
I mean, honestly, like, I mean, we just talking about digital courses and stuff like that. You might be able to do this with something as simple as affiliate marketing. You find the
Yeah.
right product to market, you put your ad spend behind it, and
Yes.
you start making the money behind it.
That too.
You know,
If
you
yeah, if you are paying for ads somewhere and your product's breaking even,
mhm,
dude, you should be just running like and okay, so the guy who I'm talking about, the guy who runs millions of ads in a month, and I don't know if he does it every month, but there will be a
mhm,
month he runs millions of dollars because it allows him to say he did.
mhm.
Okay, is Kiala Kanai.
Oh yeah,
He's all about selling high end affiliate products.
yeah. Mhm.
Okay, and he's all about making money teaching how to do it.
Mhm.
Right. So a guy like him goes on to a podcast and talks about spending $1 million a month in ads, and he has the receipts to prove it. Right.
Mhm.
It's like, geez, that must be a successful guy because he's spending $1 million in ads. What you don't realize
Right.
is he might just break dead even on those.
Right.
Okay. Think about that. $1 million in ads. What's a million divided by 150,000? It's something like
It was like
seven.
6.66.
What 6.6 something?
Yeah.
Couldn't give me a number. A million
A
divided by
million divided by 150,000.
150,000. Yeah.
Yeah. It's the mark of the beast. It's six,
Yeah,
it's
you got
six
it.
point
You
six
got
six.
it. You got it, Raymond. 6.66.
I did. I tried to do the
Okay.
calculation earlier.
So okay. So 6.6. So 6.66 times $8,000.
53. 53,280.
Okay. So if you spent $1 million in ads spread out over 6.6, so it's 6 American Express cards, and then the last one didn't quite reach 150,
Mm-hmm.
right? That's how much money you'd make that month.
50 racks.
Yeah.
And it's 50 racks. That's not including, I mean, we're just talking if you break even. One of those products actually might be actually
Yeah, I mean,
making profit.
they might make money. But if you spend $1
And
million
you,
in ads to break even on affiliate products, that's what was the number? How much would you make?
53,280.
You make
yeah,
$53,000 for that month in rewards.
yeah. And it kind of goes, what I was talking about earlier, like about entrepreneurship and about weathering the storm. That's actually how you weather the storm.
Mm-hmm.
If you have like an income that's coming from rewards, it makes it to where your profit, you don't actually have to spend your profit. You can actually save your profit just in case of a rainy day, or just in case, like, say you broke even for like a couple of months. It makes it to where when you're breaking even or you're not making any revenue, well, I still have this money stashed away.
Yeah.
And then, hey, I'm still making my money off my rewards.
Yes. And that's the game when it comes to ads. When you start in that ad journey, right?
Hmm.
You're more than likely not going to have a 4x return on your ad spend. Okay.
Nah,
I mean, you're lucky to break even on your ad spend when you start because
right.
the audiences that you're targeting are who you think you should be targeting. You don't know.
Right.
Okay. So you're going to refine your targeting. So if you're breaking even, you're doing good. You might be a little bit under, right? But here's the
Hmm.
reality. So let's run this number. Let's say that you're at zero point 0.9 ROI in ad spend.
Uh-huh.
Okay, actually no, yeah, zero point 0.9 or yeah, zero point 0.9. So for every dollar you spent, you collect 90 cents. So every
Right.
dollar you spent, you lose 10 cents.
Hmm.
Okay, let's use that. Okay. So 150,000, how much do you lose?
I'm losing how much each time?
10 cents for every dollar. So what's 10 cents times $150,000? 15,000? No, is it?
So you're saying how much you're losing?
Yeah, for every dollar you
You're
spend, you
losing
lose
about
10
15,000.
cents. Is it 15?
Exactly
Is it
that.
15,000?
15.
Yeah.
Okay. So that one is a loser. Okay. So if you're
Hmm.
losing 15,000, but you're earning $8,000 in points, you're still losing $7,000.
You're
But
still
is
losing
this my
money.
own product?
What's that?
But is this my own product?
Yeah. Yeah.
If it's
So
my own product, I can learn how to tweak it a little
yeah,
bit.
but you right. So, but you're still losing. So let's find that number. So basically, let's say 5 cents. You're losing 5 cents to every dollar. 5 cents. 5 cents times 150,000. What's that number?
0.05, right?
Yeah, 0.05.
7,500.
Okay, there we go. If your ad spend has you losing 5 cents for every dollar spent, you'll basically break dead even with the rewards. You actually
Mm.
profit a little tiny bit. Okay, a couple $100 probably is what your profit would be. That so, but that's the funny part. If you get your ad ROI to 95 to 0.95, 95 cents to every dollar spent collecting, you're losing 5 cents. If you're using a rewards, I mean, at that point, you start increasing spend and tweaking because you're going to break even anyway. You're going to break dead, even if you're losing on the ad spend, you're going to break even on the reward. They
Mm.
learn it. I mean, like the increased spend will give you a whole lot more data. And here's the thing. What will happen is this: the more closed sales you have, the more your pixel and data set learn. The more information your pixel collects, and the more your data set learns. Okay. Imagine how many closed transactions you'll have breaking even on $150,000 of ad spend a month.
Mm.
That's a lot of transactions. Okay. Every transaction helps the data set learn more about who your real client really is. Okay.
Yeah.
And so
I
what
think.
ends up happening is after a month, if you spend 150 in a month of ad spend, your data set will know pretty much who to sell to now.
Yeah.
Okay, and then from then on, you let it take you let it take control. You don't choose your targeting anymore. It does, because it knows who your client is.
And it pretty much knows your product.
Yep. And what will
Mm-hmm.
happen now is that you will more than definitely, if you spend 150 in ad spend, you will definitely break even the next month minimum, if not profit. At which point now, so if your targeting is making 1.25, geez, you're gold now, because now you're making, for every $150,000 spent, you're making what? You're making, if it's a quarter return, right? For 100,000, you're making 2,000. You're making 25,000.
Mm-hmm.
Add another 50, and you make half of 25, which is 12.5 more, right? Yeah, you're rolling. You're like in the $40,000 profit range, plus the $8,000+ of rewards. Okay, there's no way that you can spend 150 on ads in a month and not have the data set really figure out who to target. Okay, now the only way that that won't work is if your product and your ads and your value video are total crap.
Mm.
Right? If your ads are so off base in their targeting, no amount of ad spend is going to get you enough clicks to get to learn anything, right? That's what's going to
Mm-hmm.
happen. Okay. If you get to your value video and it's horrible, right? I mean, but these are things that can be improved. Oh, I'll tell you, I'll give you a quick case study. Okay. I'll play
Mm-hmm.
it later on. But the guys at contentcreator.com were talking about one of their students who
Mm-hmm.
bought a 30-day course creator in 2022, I want to say,
Mm-hmm.
2020 maybe. And they're now coming up on, uh, they had a $200,000 sales month.
Mm.
Okay. And they're consistent at 100 grand in sales per month or more.
Mm-hmm.
And they had a month that top 200, right? So
Mm-hmm.
they were asking him, and these guys were burned by online commerce before. So they bought the course and they marketed strictly through organic social media posts and email marketing. They did not do ads in the beginning.
Mm.
So from $0 in sales to the first 10,000 that they sold, that's how they sold it. Okay. So after they reached that point, now they'd made $10,000 from sale of product. They now went and spent money on ads. They felt solid enough to put some money where their mouth is, and they spent money on ads, and that's how they reached $50,000 months.
Mm.
Okay, is by instituting ads. Okay,
Mm.
now they said that what took them from $50,000 months to $100,000 months, this was pretty unique.
Mm.
They cut their ad spend in half. Okay, this was weird thinking, because what they noticed. Okay, so when you run pixels and data sets, I mean, like, you're collecting all this information. The pixel and the data, the pixel allows Facebook to collect information about this buyer's journey off of Facebook, so they know what actions they're taking when they leave Facebook. Okay,
Mm.
so now you can track these key performance indicators. So the click through rate, the number of people who click on the ad versus the number of people who see it. Okay, you can improve that number by making the ad better hook, right? So the way to improve the click through rate is to get a better hook on your, get a better ad,
Mm-hmm.
right? That improves that. Okay, the way that you improve the number of people going from the sales page to the checkout page is improving the value that's being delivered, or at least improve how you show the value. Better value
Mm-hmm.
video. I mean, that's how you improve that number. How you improve the number going from checkout page to the thank you page, which means they bought. I mean, these are different KPIs along the way that you can improve. Each one is an independent improvement, right? So
Mm-hmm.
what they did is they cut their ad spend in half, and they took the money that they were gonna spend on ads and put that money towards improving the stages. They spent money on more professional ads. They spent money improving the value videos. So they tightened up the procedure. They tightened it up and stopped sales from falling through the cracks.
Mm-hmm.
So they maintained ad spend at half and invested that money in tightening up their ship. And that's how they reached the next level. Okay, so that's how they did it. Okay, but they still maintained that. They still maintained a decent amount of ad spend. And then I'm sure once their ship was tightened, they put the money back into ad spend, and that's how they reached the 200,000. Because when your ads start working, you start scaling up on ad spend to make more money. Okay, so they looked at it and they said, rather than increasing ad spend, we'll just keep ad spend this. We'll just spend the same amount of money, but we'll divide it between ad spend and improving our steps. And it increased for them. So now they had a tighter business. The ads were targeting right, and now they can increase ad spend. And remember, when you improve all the percentages, increasing ad spend just becomes more powerful.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, a lot of ways you can look at it, but yeah, man, you wanna if you're gonna do this, you wanna have some capital behind you to dump in when you need to.
Right.
Because it's in reality, it doesn't happen exactly with I'm saying. Like, you won't be able to spend 10,000 and get like a result of 2x ROI, 2x ROI, and then scale it to 1 million and get the same result. That ain't gonna happen. It's gonna diminish. Okay, because there's a certain point in time where like you're oversaturating. Okay, but you probably could take it to 150 and still keep it the same. And even if it diminishes, as long as it's still profitable, I don't care, right? I mean, what's easier, improving your business or spending more? I mean, like, what's easier to do? If you have the money, if you have $1 million in available credit to throw at it,
spend more.
That's easier just to spend it. I'd rather spend $1 million more to increase my my take than improving the business.
True.
Because I can just spend $1 million, like, boom, here it is. Boom, here's $1 million. Like, drop a couple more cards on that. Here's $1 million. Collect your same 25% ROI. Right? Without improving shit. Okay? Because improving your business takes real thought. You have to analyze your KPIs. You have to figure out, how can I improve this? Hire a consultant to help you make your ad better. Which I advise doing later on. But if you can just throw money at it to make more money, why not? Because spending all that time analyzing and improving, your revenue won't increase in that period because you're reallocating your spending to there. And I'd rather just dump a whole bunch of money into getting more traffic and more sales, even with the low ROI. And people just don't get that. Okay. Yeah, but that's how I look at it. But yeah, definitely, dude. This is the card to get. This is in the rose gold. It comes in other colors too.
Like straight gold.
Yep, it comes in yellow gold. It comes in what is it? Does it come in a plum? I don't know.
It does come in a plum.
Does it? Yeah, I think I get the next one. But yeah, this adds to my grouping of cards that can hurt if you throw them at you. The other one is this one. This is made of titanium.
Woo!
Hey, listen to
Amex. So Amex is the way to go. We Amex gang.
Yeah, dude. If you're gonna spend on ads, you got to get this card. If you're gonna spend on ads and you don't have this card, you gotta get your head on right. Got to get this card.
Yeah.
Get more than one of them. Right? Because if your ads start to work, what's the next step? Spend more money. That's the name. I mean, like, if the ad's working, it'll work when you spend more. Just keep spending until it stops working. Because, let's say it's working and you're making money from ad spend. If you up your ad spend and it just breaks even, you're still making that Amex rewards money.
Right.
right? And they're happy to give it to you
Happy to give it
because
to
you're
you.
spending, you're spending, and yeah, you're paying it back. Okay, so that's the other thing. Say you spend 150 on this card this month, okay, and
Mm-hmm.
then you break out the next one for the next 150. When that when those sales come in at 1.25, so you spent 150, you get back $1.25 for every dollar you spend. When that money comes in, you pay that card back. Okay, you do not take that money and do ad spend with it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, number one, it doesn't earn rewards. It's cash. There's no rewards for cash. Okay. Number two, if you let that balance ride on that card, it's 27% interest.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Pay it back. Take it back down to zero. Okay. Um, and yeah, that's where you do it. Okay. Use the next Amex card to spend the next 150.
Mm-hmm.
Then pay that one back. Use the next Amex card to spend the next 150. Pay that one back. Yes, they cost 300 and something dollars per year to have them. But if you're doing it like this, you make $8,000 just by spending on it. Is it
Mm-hmm.
worth is it worth spending 375 to collect 8 grand? The answer is yes. If you're out there listening to this and you're wondering, no trick question. The answer is yes. It's worth it to spend 375 to collect 8 grand.
Mm-hmm.
If you're doing this, okay? If you're just going to take that card and buy groceries, it's not worth spending 375. You're not going to get the rewards on it. You're not going to no. But these kind of cards do, I mean, I forget what it is. I think I get a spending bonus on this card, but I got to spend $15,000 in 3 months for a spending bonus. Okay, for regular stuff. Okay. So the Amex card, if you're the kind of person who spends 5 grand a month on a card just out of hand, yeah, it's worth it. You'll get good rewards.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're going to get it and just spend a couple $100 a month, do not get this card.
Mm-mm.
Okay, do not. Same thing with the airlines rewards cards. If you're not going to use them and get benefit, don't get them because they cost money.
Mm.
Okay.
Jesus Christ.
But there's our tip for the day. Okay, so we really here believe in selling digital products over physical products.
Yeah.
We've been talking about other businesses we've run, and Raymond's talked about restaurants. I had restaurants. I mean, biggest biker bar in Southeast Asia. That was mine. We built the building,
Yeah.
right? It was a lot of investment. It was really big business. And having gone through all that as a younger man, see that I went through that process in the world where there was no digital products yet. The
Mm-hmm.
internet was not like it is today. People weren't selling online courses at that time,
Mm-hmm.
and if you were a big company. The only video courses you could buy back then were by companies like Beachbody,
Yeah.
right? Big ass companies, hundreds of thousands of dollars to make courses, that kind of thing. Okay.
Right.
What a person used to spend millions of dollars, hundreds of thousands, if not $1 million to make, you can make today for nothing. Right? This
True.
digital world is crazy. Okay. I mean, like, dude, we're recording a podcast on everything free. The only thing we pay for this is our internet and Zoom.
Yeah.
Right?
True.
We pay for Zoom because I can have this conversation for hours with two of my friends. If I had the free version of this, it would have cut off every what? How many minutes?
Every hour.
Every hour cut off. We have to start over again.
Right.
So we pay for that. That's about it, right? This is being recorded on a free software. Right? So it doesn't really cost much to do this. I mean, think about that. I mean, like you can use the same software we do for this to make these courses. I mean, like if you
Yes.
want to host a course nowadays, there's less expensive alternatives to host your courses. Like
You can
the
do it on
most
YouTube.
you can host it. I mean, not you really can't because then you
No,
pay.
no, they have a course. They have a course feature.
Oh, do they have a course feature?
They have a course feature. Yeah.
Huh. How do you use that how do people access it without the public accessing it?
Oh, you have to, oh, it's just like, it's just like it's like a membership. It's a membership on YouTube. You pay an extra $5 in order to get whatever membership you have, and then it's access. I mean, it's content that the regular YouTube people don't get.
Interesting. Yeah, there's
Yeah,
all
yeah,
sorts of ways you can be like, especially like, there's, I'll look into that, but then there's also Stand Store, which lets you build courses there. That's like 20 something bucks a month to use that. And
we
it has
talked about
sales funnels.
school.
It has sales funnels built in. I mean, to a
Mm,
certain degree. They're not great, but they have them. There's a solution that we use, which is it's more expensive, but it's way cheaper than the other professional versions. Okay, so yeah,
hmm
you can have products like Beachbody had in the 90s with at a very very small fraction of the cost. Okay, um, yeah, so just treat the business like a business. Don't get sucked into what it is you're making. Because yeah,
hmm
I'm like right now, I'm producing a fitness based course. Who knows? I might be producing a how to make money making something else course later on.
I'm gonna start making all types of courses.
Yeah,
It don't matter.
it's all about the market. Figure out what the
Hmm
market wants,
Right.
and that's what I took. So I saw a cousin over the Thanksgiving weekend, the
Mm,
Thanksgiving Day celebration, and they sell physical products. Right? They sell physical products, and sometimes the stuff that we talk about here, sometimes it's just a minor change in thinking, right?
right.
So she was asking me about about ad spend because she's doing it currently. She's selling supplements,
Hmm
and it's supplement products are it's a different kind of market. Supplements, you make your money in the ongoing sale of the supplements to the clients. So people buy these supplements every month forever, hopefully, right? And so their customer acquisition cost, their CAC, is one funny way to say it.
hmm
Their customer acquisition cost is greater than the initial sale number. So to get a person to buy their product the first time costs them more in ad spend and other spend than the first purchase covers, which is pretty standard in the supplement arena. Okay. And then they make their money over time with these people as they purchase more and more. Okay, that's the way it works in that line of work. So they were considering creating some form of digital product, right? And I was sharing with them what I know about it. And I advised her, if you want to experiment with a digital product without harming your brand, super easy. Create a separate LLC, give it some BS name, like some tester name, like I want to see if this works LLC, right?
Yeah.
And put out a digital product that see there. Here's the thing: they were trying to create a digital product aimed at the same audience that buys their supplements. That's what they wanted to
Yeah.
do, right? But creating a digital product like this allows you to experiment with a whole new audience. Like, what if there was something more profitable you could do? You're not tied to just doing that. That's where her thought process went. She was tied to that, right? But you don't have to be. You can
hmm
create a digital product targeting a whole different, so you can study different markets and figure out, okay, you study 5 different markets, and from those studies you come up with 15 separate proposed products digital, and then
hmm
you choose the ones that choose to experiment with the ones that seem to be the most profitable potentially,
Yeah.
and
I
just
get what you're saying.
yeah, just throw shit out to me, like, create a company that's not the same company so that you're not diluting your brand,
Mm,
right? And sell something totally different and see, because you can run an ad campaign for a digital product that doesn't exist yet.
hmm
Okay, it happens all the time. Kickstarters are like that, right?
Oh
So
yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh,
run a pre-launch promotion of a digital product that you're selling at 80% off because you're buying it pre-launch.
right.
Okay? If you have solid response, make the product.
So you can give them an ebook.
Yeah, if you have super lackluster response, like, spend $100 in ads and only generate one transaction, maybe you don't want to move forward, right?
Right.
Refund that one dude. All you'll lose is your credit card processing fee.
True.
and run an ad campaign for the next product. So what have you lost? The credit card processing fee and however much you spend in ad spend. Okay, it's,
Yeah.
and then you keep running it until you find something that breaks even an ad spend. If it even comes near breaking even an ad spend, that's viable. You
Mm.
move forward with the product, improve your targeting. That's what I told him.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right?
I guess because like I ain't gonna lie, like I probably today, like I said, I had a whole bunch of just options. I think I need to stick with what I had came across something last week, and I said to myself, I was like, man, maybe I can do the digital version of that. I was inspired by this cult called Grace Road.
Called what?
It's a Korean cult. Well, I
Okay.
honestly look, I'm not even gonna call them a cult, right? Because at the end of the day, you don't know what these people are doing. You don't know if it's a smear campaign or anything like that. So pretty much these Koreans came together, they started a church and they grew in numbers, right? So they need to find land outside Korea. So where did they go? They went to Fiji. They
Okay.
went to Fiji, took over Fiji, and I think they said in the span of like 5 years, they created 53 businesses. They
Okay.
bought farmland, they had restaurants. Pretty much, this organization had like was becoming Fiji's economy and their tourist economy, pretty much.
Okay.
The only thing why they start calling it a cult is because, of course, certain members were forced to give up like most of their belongings in order to join Grace Road.
Okay.
Uh,
Okay. That's a cult. Okay. Keep going.
yeah, that's a
Keep
cult.
going.
The leader is this Korean woman. They had this thing that I think it was called threshing, something like that, where they feel like it's justified to slap their members. So they'll
Okay.
slap their members in front of each other.
That's a cult.
But
Okay. Keep going.
the thing about it, and of course they have videos of her slapping people in her congregation. Don't know why she's slapping them or what book in the Bible it tells you to do that. But at the end of the day, the moral of the story is they came to a smaller country, and they actually have video of her saying like, the people of Fiji not smart. We smart. We're here to govern and lead them, and they pretty much did. Like she got in good with the government to where they're still operating.
Okay.
Like even though all of these allegations or whatever, it doesn't matter. They still have 53 businesses in this country that are, and like a lot of like people said this. They was like, well, you may not like them, but I like their restaurants.
Okay. So let's fast forward to what business you synthesized out of this.
Oh, like a digital business?
Yeah. What business did you synthesize? What did this inspire you to conceptualize?
So I conceptualize, of course, my El Relo brand. Just becoming more of like I want to go with a tagline: "Lifestyle is a business." You know, so of course, starting by like I already like vlog like my restaurant experiences and stuff like that for tax write-offs, but start more making more like lifestyle content, fitness content, food content, things where it's ad based, and then putting out courses around these things.
Okay.
Yeah,
And so you're in. So what's this? What is this group called again?
it's called Grace Road.
Grace Road.
Yeah,
Like Grace is in GRACE.
yep.
Road
Race Road Church.
ROAD. It's a
Grace
church.
Road Church. It's a church.
Road
Grace
Church.
Road Church.
Yeah.
Are
They
they in
said they
trouble any
started
currently?
off.
Are they in trouble anywhere?
Man, come on. Forced labor and abuse, kidnappings and captivity, legal action, and a Fiji crackdown. Yeah.
But they still operating.
Grace
They
Road
said that
Church.
he was like, but at their peak, they were in. Like, I guess they had like a Fiji had like a not a dictatorship, but they were in the president's pockets pretty much
Okay.
because they're the economy at this point in time.
So you're
There are
saying,
doomsday. They call it. That's why I kind of have to side eye it because
are they a doomsday cult?
they call it a doomsday cult, right? But it's one of them things like you have to read the Bible, right? The Bible is always prophesying of the end of days, right? We're actually living through it. We just like COVID-19 was just like, well, I wasn't supposed to say that, but
We'll we'll get that in
the
post.
the coof,
The
the
coof. Here we
coof,
go.
the coof actually happened. Remember, we got shut down. We had like last year, you know what I'm saying? Everybody talk about Trump, but last year we had food shortages, all types of stuff that was happening. They pretty much what Grace Road is doing. They went to a country like Fiji, got farmland, and they feel like they want to supply the world with food, pretty much. You know what I'm saying, at a lower cost because that's why they have to go to Fiji. So it's a scenario where it's like they're waiting on the tribulation, but it's like you already see the tribulation happening. So
Wait, hold on, hold on. Wait. We saw the tribulation happening.
I mean, we're kind of in the tribulation when you think about it.
Wait a
Like,
second. Okay, well, I'm trying to remember. So what is that? I'm confusing it, and it's not that I don't know. I've forgotten suddenly. What
I
is
get
it?
it.
What is it? Oh, the rapture.
The rapture is fake. The rapture is nowhere in the Bible.
Yeah, it is. I thought the rapture is specifically
That
in
was a book.
Revelations.
That was a book called Left Behind. People think it's in the Bible, but it's not in the
Wait,
Bible.
so there's it. Quinn, look it up. Ask, is the rapture in Revelations? Is the rapture?
Now there's the tribulation in the Revelations, but it doesn't say anything about like we're going to be raptured up in the air.
I thought that it was because I remember going to a
Like
church.
what I read is like
Hold on,
Jesus is
Quinn.
supposed to come back and he's supposed to build a new kingdom,
Well,
and
no,
we're
but
supposed
no,
to endure with
well, no,
him.
but that's the case. Supposing the rapture happened, Quentin, what do you got?
While the word rapture itself is not in the book of Revelation, many Christians believe the event is foreshadowed in Revelation 4:1.
What is it? Okay, so what was Revelations 4:1 read?
Mm. Revelation 4:1, after the letters of the seven churches, the text says, I looked and behold a door standing open in heaven. And the first voice I had heard speaking to me like a trumpet, come up here, and I will show you what must take place after this.
That's the thing about the Bible. You listen to it, it's like, what the hell did I just read? It's like, and people are interpreting that in so many different ways.
And that's what I'm saying. They interpret it to where people believe in the rapture. I was surprised too. I was like, dang.
Okay,
I
so
remember
the
they
rapture actually isn't okay. So for those out there unfamiliar, the rapture is supposedly that period of time where the true believers, I mean, I guess the people who qualify,
yeah.
are taken bodily into heaven. So
People believe that there's gonna be somebody gonna be driving, all of a sudden they just gonna
yeah,
disappear.
boom, they're gone. So the people are being transported bodily, so they don't have to die and their souls go to heaven. No, the rapture supposedly you are transported body and soul, like intact
Yeah,
to heaven, right? And you get to not be around for the tribulation. The tribulation is that period of time where people are being subjected to the horrors of, I guess, the rule of the Antichrist, I guess.
the rule of Antichrist, a rule of a one world religion. I mean, most like with Grace Road, like that's why I'm like I'm not sympathizing with this lady slapping people or forced labor or anything like that. But the general premise of
Okay, so for those of you tuning in now, Raymond does not believe in
I do not believe
abuse or forced
abuse.
labor.
Yeah,
Raymond is not a proponent of slavery.
I am not a proponent of slavery.
There we go. Okay.
But I do agree with going to a place, taking over, starting businesses, and having farmland and providing for your people. I believe in that wholeheartedly. I think what they did was smart. It's just they started slapping people and forcing people to work for that money. But as far as like the end of days, that now that's in the book. The end of days is coming because we're already seeing one world government may rise up. They're already giving it to like they say we're gonna have a mark on our hand, on our fist, and our face where we won't be able to buy or sell. Where I get kind of scared about that, and that's why I kind of learn a lot about business because I feel like that's what the digital ID is gonna bring. Like or like I honestly we kind of saw it with the coup. We couldn't go certain places if you didn't have your shots.
I still carry that card.
Man,
I mean, it's. I
that
mean,
was
I
some
mean,
real
I don't
shit.
care for any reason particular. It just happens to be on my wallet still. I still got my vaccination card on me.
That remember that happened, right?
Yeah,
I remember being not let into movies because I didn't have it, and I was like, this is going to be one. It's going to be one step further because all it takes is for us to have another one. We have another one, and then they're going to do the same thing, and then they're going to tell people like me, oh, you can't have no business. And hopefully I have LLCs and stuff that's paying for my
yeah,
lifestyle. Where I don't have to deal with the madness because I can see through it. Like how the other day where we were talking about getting a real ID and you were like, I'll never get a real ID, I'll just get a passport.
yeah,
I'd rather do things to just all right, well, I'm just gonna do this. I'm not with putting a chip in my arm and you can turn my chip off or something like that.
okay. I mean, for me, it's a matter of I don't need one, right?
Uh,
Why pick up a real ID when my IDs already do what it does,
right.
right? I can go into a federal building because I have a passport. I can fly in a plane because I have
Because
a
you have a passport.
I can fly from state to state. I have a passport. I can leave the country because I have a passport.
Yeah.
Anything that you need a real ID for, I have a state driver's license and I have a passport. I can do it, right?
Right.
I mean, and other people will say, but why not just get it, right? Why not? Why have the inconvenience of having to carry around a state ID and a passport? Well, in this current America, because I ain't a white dude, I need to carry a passport to prove that I belong here. Because I mean,
Right.
honestly, dude, I
That's
could be
real
from
shit.
wherever. I mean, I could. They could look at me and they can say, dude. I mean, well, if they think I'm a Native American, they won't hassle me. But if they think I'm some sort of Latino or
Yeah.
an Islander or what I really am, which is a Filipino, they have a reason to actually ask me if I belong here.
Or like, I could just see you being pulled over and you're just like, hola. They'd be like, get out the car. Get out the car now, sir.
It's exactly what it is. I mean, like it's like that Born East LA song. You know, I mean, honestly, and so if you even as a white person, you should carry proof of citizenship because white people aren't just Americans. I mean, like you can be from the Ukraine, they are white, right?
Yeah.
You could be some European immigrant, and
Yeah.
they can still detain you. I mean, like yeah, you can get detained, and after a period of time, you can prove who you are, and but you're still detained for like 3 days, and there's nothing you can do about it.
Hmm.
So why even? So you carry a pad. I mean, like once again, the wallet thing, right? Crazy. So this thing is I love this thing, and you have all your different cards inside it. I got
You
my
carry that thing pretty much where you go?
I have to, because I need all these
Yeah.
cards. So
Uh,
I got my ID inside there, my driver's license, and also in the same wallet because this is a travel wallet. My passport's inside the pocket, right? There's a passport pocket. Reach inside there, and because I mean, I rarely leave, right? But well, I actually go out quite often nowadays. But if you carry your proper U.S. passport, boom, you're good to go.
hmm
It's like, hey there, where you from? I'm American, right? Prove it. Proof, right? Have a good day, sir.
Right.
you know.
Yeah.
So
In a minute, they're gonna be like, "Oh, you can fake a passport." They'll be like,
they ain't gonna go through that kind of hassle.
"Yeah,
I'm
like,
telling you, man.
yeah,
Because I mean, I carry them anyway. Why do I need a real ID? Right? I'm carrying these anyway. And even before all this happened, I still carry that stuff. And the
right."
reason why is you never know when you got to run.
And you know what? I get it.
Right?
I feel the same way. I just I like certain things. I'm just not going to fall in line and just do it just
Yeah,
because. Like,
I mean, you never know when you might have to board a plane and leave the country. I mean, I'm not saying that you're going to be
especially now.
leaving for some illegal purpose, but what if there's an emergency and suddenly you have to roll? I mean, everything I need is right here, right?
Yeah.
Access all my banking. I have all the credit cards that I need. I typically carry a fair amount of cash.
I mean,
Um,
shoot, you saw how. I mean, they didn't leave a country, but people just got up as soon as that guy got elected. They was like, "Oh, out of here." See, man, some people. Wait a minute. There's some people. Trump became president. Oh, out of here. I'm like, dang.
yeah, some of them are regretting it now.
Yeah, man, that's why I always have to bring it up. Last year was way worse than this year. We're coming to the end of 2025.
Hmm.
2024 was worse. We're on the upside right now.
Yeah, yeah,
The only thing is just, and I get it. I sympathize with my people who just can't stand Donald Trump. We've already identified this last year. It's just because he's the most famous president we've ever had in life. The only other famous president was Obama.
yeah.
Like that was like it was Obama, but Trump is way more famous than Obama. I'm sorry,
Well,
everybody.
okay. Obama was famous because he's the first, right? First
Right?
black president. I mean, that's why he's famous. Otherwise, dude, if Obama was a white dude, he would not
Oh
have
yeah,
been.
nobody would have cared.
Yeah,
But Obama, he was like Michael Jackson. Like he was like the biggest. Trump is a different type
yeah. He's a
of
different guy. I mean,
monster.
he's a different kind of famous. I mean, like
Yeah, like, and I've never seen
see,
anybody where I've never like I've lived through how many presidents? One, two, three, four, six. I've lived through six presidents. I've never seen the amount of press
yeah,
that Trump
nowhere
gets.
near.
No way near. Like we didn't hear the amount of press that Biden got last year. Like I would say during his whole term, Trump gets that in a month. He
Yeah,
might get that in a week, to be honest
and
with you.
honestly, I mean, like before he was, I mean, even before he was even in office, period. I mean, like, before he even started to run, he was already one of the most famous people in the world.
He was already, yeah, exactly. Go to Vegas, he got a freaking building with his name on it.
Yeah.
You're fired.
What?
He was firing people.
Yeah, he
Like
was.
he was firing people on national television. It's crazy. Then he became the president of the United States.
Dude,
Started
he
firing,
was
started
famous
firing
enough.
judges.
He was famous enough for Obama to roast him at that press event.
Man,
Right? Actually,
yeah.
people say it again. This is something that people have said. What is that called again? It's the something dinner, the correspondence dinner, the White House correspondence dinner.
Hmm.
Okay, and some people point to that moment as the moment that Trump decided he was going to run. Right? Because it's Trump isn't that good at being roasted. You know,
Mm.
when he sat down for the roast of Donald Trump, that was for me, I believe that was quite an accomplishment for him to be able to sit there and take it. Right?
Right.
He's normally not that the guy you want to
No.
roast. Right?
Yeah, I mean,
He's not a good
like we,
sport about it for the most part.
yeah, we talk
Right?
about it. Even though South Park is kind of wild, I
Oh my
think
God, I'm loving, dude. Here's the thing about gay. We come to this crazy moment. South Park comes up. Okay, I think that the Donald Trump in South Park is my favorite thing I've ever seen. I love South Park Donald Trump. And I think that South Park Donald Trump is making people like Donald Trump.
you know what? We watched it on Thanksgiving Day because my girlfriend we had to reinstate Paramount Plus. And I said, and her and her sister are super liberal.
Are they really? Okay.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Like I can't say nothing about Donald Trump. We'll have a full out argument. They watched it, and like her sister, this is the first time she's seen it. She was like, the way his face is just so funny,
It
and I was
is
just
fun.
like,
Dude,
it's
it's disarming to watch him. You can't help but like him.
you can't help but like it. You can't help but to laugh because it's just so like But the only thing is just it get to like I saw the episode with him and JD Vance. Oh my! I was
Oh,
like, this is too much. Like,
oh man. Oh,
I'm like, I get it, but I'm like, it's way too. It was too raunchy.
it was raunchy. It was raunchy.
It was way too much. But it's like, it's as soon as he starts moving his head again, it's
Yeah, it's gonna throw, dude. It's like he's so likable. The
yeah.
South Park Trump, and that's the funny part about the South Park Trump. Just like the real Trump, the guy. I mean, like think whatever you. This is what I've heard. I've never met the guy. I've never
Mm,
met him. Okay, but from what I understand is that if you meet with him, sit down and have a conversation with him, as long as you're not fighting with the. I mean, if you sit down to have a reasonable conversation, just talk about stuff. He's you can't help but like the guy. He's a
he's a
100%
likable
likable
guy.
person. I mean, like when he gets in front of you, he's likable. Everybody says that
Yeah.
he's very
I,
likable.
I like Donald Trump. I'm sorry. Like, yeah, he do some wild stuff, but and even like I think Donald Trump is funny. A lot of
Hmm.
times I like hearing his what he's gonna say.
Yeah, he is
Like
funny. He is
when
hilarious.
yeah, when he did that whole thing where they talked about Kamala Harris, he was like, "Look, I've always known her for being Indian, but now all of a sudden she's black." Like, just the way he said that, I couldn't. I swear to God, I saw that thing. I must have rewinded it like 30 times and laughed every single time.
What
And it was like
it is?
everybody was outraged while he was saying it. All
No,
of a sudden,
dude.
now she's black.
Know what I loved, dude? When he what did he win already? Did he win the presidency already?
What?
Okay, so there's he did like shoot. He was coming at you from Trump Towers, right? He was coming.
Uh-huh.
He was at his desk and he was eating this meal, which was a shoot. He was talking about Mexicans or Latin
Uh-huh.
people, and he was basically saying, like, there's a lot of great Mexican people living and working in America. Like, I'm not doing the voice, and like but, like they made this for me, and he was eating like a taco salad.
This is fucking funny.
He's eating
I
the
mean,
most non-Mexican Mexican food you could possibly imagine. Okay, like it's the taco salad inside. The crisp tortilla bowl.
like you got it from El Pollo Loco.
Oh, he got it. He got it from the restaurant
Taco
downstairs
Bell.
in Trump Towers.
Oh,
Okay, and it's the most non-Mexican Mexican food you can ever find.
but it
And
was some
he's
Mexicans that made it for him.
oh,
He
I
got
was
some.
dying. I
Trump
was
got some
dying.
Mexicans.
I'm like, holy crap! It was funny as hell. I'm like,
Man, well,
okay,
I'm telling you,
that's
we had Little Rocket Man. We had the Kung Flu. Like we
dude. The
had
sound bites are never ending. Never ending
sound
sound
bites are
bites.
never ended, and then it's just like South Park goes and makes this character where it's just like he doesn't even need to say anything. He just needs to walk and
Yeah,
just keep moving his head, and
moves
it's
in.
just.
Hey, guy, relax. That's the whole thing. I love that character. I mean, like, I think it's making people like him.
I think so too. I mean, like whatever. Like I'm telling you, the only thing that I can't just stand with South Park at this point in time, it's just everything is just way too
Yeah,
raunchy,
super raunchy.
just too raunchy. Like
Dude,
even like the whole penis bit.
the
Like I'm
penis
just like,
bit. Okay, Pam Bondi covered in poop.
yeah, that was wild. Like I
Rec,
got it, but I'm like, okay,
rectal plasm.
yeah. Like
Remember
I
that?
was
Hey,
like,
it's like we've
bro,
analyzed it. It's like 30% fillet of fish. Hey, I had fillet of fish last night.
yeah, like
It's 40. It's 25%. What's the other one? Like Long John, whatever it was. I'm like, oh my god, oh that was just hilarious. And he just kept appearing on her face.
just kept appearing on his face, and then just man, I can't get over the whole sex tape
Wait,
thing.
or how about
That
Peter?
was
Or how about Peter Thiel?
Peter Thiel. Like the funny thing about it, like it's just Peter Thiel knows about the Antichrist, I guess. So, like I just like a lot of it, and then they were like South Park sucks because it got political, and
Yeah,
I'm like, well,
it's so meta. They
eh,
like And
But
what was crazy? Okay, so Quentin, I don't think Quentin's seen any of this. Have you seen any of this, Quentin?
I've seen some, but I've only seen the
Okay.
one where he's hanging with the devil.
Okay, so
He's
there's an
hanging with the devil.
episode. There's an episode where it's South Park sucks, and there's okay in the show, they're saying that the town itself sucks, but the way they're saying it, that what they really mean is the show sucks. The same way that that Jesus Christ came onto the show and delivered the message. You guys tone it down. We're gonna get canceled, right? So they're saying the show sucks, and in the show, the kids go on. They created like a YouTube video saying the town sucks, like help us fix South Park, join our online community, and in within the show, they suddenly overnight had 750,000 followers on their YouTube channel, essentially. Okay, which and they totally threw you for a loop because the next thing they did is they cashed in on the followers and created their own Bitcoin.
yeah, they tried to do a
So
pump and dump.
they created their own cryptocurrency and tried to do a pump and dump. And they sent Kyle's cousin in, who was a he's another Kyle,
Yeah,
Kyle Schwartzman or something like that. And oh man, he goes in and he's dealing with Don Jr. to try to get try to get
yeah,
this crypto through. So now, so the South Park kids are trying to cash in on their followers by selling crypto to them.
yeah,
It was wild, and that was the episode where the White House had a ghost.
yeah.
The
Oh
lady
yeah,
in
the ghost
the
was
lady in the hat, right?
the lady had was Melania.
It's not even a ghost. It's actually Melania Trump, who's just kind of haunting. She's kind of hanging around.
Yeah,
Oh,
like that was funny because it was like, well, I forgot she isn't even in this episode. She's not even in the show.
yeah,
He,
Don,
he
yeah.
he's
Donald
fucking the
is with Satan.
devil.
Yeah, Donald's with Satan in the show. So it's a wacky, wild ride, and it's funny as heck. And when you watch it, you realize how powerful the Trump media machine is because South Park is made. Episodes are created the week that they're released. So they don't start. So like if they release an episode on Wednesday, they have just begun working on next Wednesday's episode. That's why the content is so timely, right? Like most of these shows produce everything a year in advance. So South Park does it like in the moment. And when you watch South Park episodes from 3 weeks ago, the controversial things that Trump is doing in those episodes that was happening in real life, we don't even remember them anymore. Because the next controversy is coming up and eliminating it, right? Like who nowadays even remembers that there's a renovation going on in the East Wing?
Right.
I mean, like it was everywhere. People were up in arms about the creation of this grand ballroom, right? No mention anymore. It's gone because it's been buried by the newest round of
Yeah, we on the other
ridiculousness,
stuff.
right? We bombed Venezuela twice or 3 times or 4 times. Who knows, right?
Yeah.
All these crazy things are popping out and they're eliminating all the other crazy things.
Yep.
It's genius, right?
it's
it's like, no, don't look at this. Look over here, right? He's like,
yeah, you're right. It's something else that's going on.
Check this out. Look over here. Look over here. Look over here. And then it just fades away.
Yeah.
He can do no wrong because, well, he can do no wrong long term because he's constantly doing something wrong in the short term, right? The wrong he's doing right now has made you forget about the wrong he did last week. Oh man. See, remember, this is our first media. This is truly our first media savvy president. Truly media savvy. No other president ever. Even Obama.
I don't think Obama ever tweeted.
Nope.
Donald Trump was tweeting.
See, remember, all the other presidents didn't have cell phones like these. Because up until very recently, the government was using Blackberries.
Oh yeah.
Because they bought a shitload of them, and they're using them. They're hard to hack. They're end to end. I mean, like the encryption them is crazy. Nobody can, and that's why they use them, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so no other president was ever tweeting like this or using Instagram. This is the first one ever. And
that's wild.
Yeah, and he's insisted on keeping his phone, right? You can't take it away from him. So he's
I'm about to take my phone. I'm president of the United States. I'm
So this
Donald
is a,
Trump. You don't take nothing from me.
we've never seen a president like this before, right? He's a president who's addicted to his cell phone.
Yeah. And now he has his own social network.
He had to because they banned him on Twitter.
Yeah.
His ass got banned on Twitter, so he started Truth Social.
Yeah. I heard
Okay,
that like when Elon Musk finally bought, well, I mean, when he bought Twitter, he
yeah,
fired everybody who did stuff like that.
he reinstated them all.
Huh?
He reinstated Trump and all the other guys.
Yeah, but he fired all the people that were doing that though.
What do you mean?
That were making up those policies to ban
Oh
people.
yeah, because he wanted to make it re-inclusive again. He
Right.
wanted to bring everybody back, right? It's like,
Yep. And guess what? You back to seeing everything on Twitter, which, hey, I ain't never had no problem with it.
Twitter's a wacky place. I
Yeah.
mean, you got to go into you got to go into all these social media platforms with your eyes wide open. You
Hmm.
know, you got to go in skeptical. Can people say things on social media that are not true?
Hell
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. Um, do a lot of them believe it? Yeah. Right. I mean, the reason why they seem so adamant that what they're saying is true is because they think it is.
That's wild.
In fact, I saw something earlier this week where there's a certain percentage of Americans that don't believe there is true that don't believe in facts.
Huh?
Yeah, they believe that everything is opinion.
You know what? That was gonna be what I was gonna, because so I seen this interview, right? I think this is probably the most ignorant person I've ever seen.
That's a strong statement. Okay.
No, like this is the most ignorant. So the it was a rapper. You think about, I didn't watch, just to probably won't look bad. I did not watch the full interview. I only saw clips of it. So the interview was with this guy named Grave Digger Q.
Oh wait,
He's a
what again?
rapper. His name is Grave Digger Q.
Grave Digger Q, like the letter
Yeah.
Q.
Yeah. Oh, QUE.
Oh, like Grave Digger. So that's a line.
Yeah. So Grave Digger Q, he a rapper, but what gave him most of his clout is because he killed his cousin.
Okay.
Killed his cousin, start streaming and talking about it. Has an actual live where his mom came in, was like, and you over here laughing about the shit. And you know what I'm saying? So, what happens with rappers like that? They go to No Jumper. So he got him a No Jumper interview. Goes to No Jumper, gets interviewed. And even Adam, you know what I'm saying? The great Adam 22 try had to try to get this guy off of the set, and he couldn't, because it, like, he was a person where, like, he didn't believe nothing that you were telling him, even if it wasn't fact. Like, they would say things like, you don't even have. He was like, bro, you don't even make the same amount of as money as me. He was like, yes, I do. You know what I'm saying? I make way more money than you. You don't even
Okay.
get the same amount of views. Who's saying I get way more views than you? And like, it kept going on to where it was just like nothing that you could say to this guy made sense. Like, he will always have this rebuttal that didn't make sense, but he's standing on it. That's why I'm saying this is the most ignorant person I've ever seen in my life. And I was watching it and I'm like, there's more people out there like him.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It kind of got scary for a second. Like, there's more people. Like, he's not the only one.
Of course not. I mean,
And you telling me that people actually only believe in opinions, they don't believe in facts.
yeah. There are people like that. There was a poll about that. And yeah, some people believe that there's no such thing as facts.
And those are the type of people who go transition from being men to women because they can't believe that they're a man.
Hmm. That's a,
Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, I think the world is really gotten. We're at the most ignorant point. We're living in idiocracy.
actually, yeah. If you really think, okay, so that's gonna be controversial out there, but that is true. To be able to say that you don't believe in male and female as terms of gender.
It's that imaginative.
Being imaginative.
You know, when somebody says that there are some people that don't believe in facts, that sounds ridiculous, right? But then
Super.
when you say that there are people who don't believe that 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 there's only two genders, right?
It's only two genders. What other
It's
gender is it?
I don't know. I mean that's
What you want to count a hermaphrodite as a gender?
no. But no, they we Quinn look up like how many genders are there?
Look,
No,
you about
there
to.
are people believe that that genders are here it comes.
There is no set number of genders because gender is a spectrum, not a binary.
That's it.
While there are two sexes, male and female, in humans, gender identity is a person's internal sense of self and can be male, female, or a combination of both, neither, or something else entirely.
All right, so look, there's only two sex. We're not even gonna use gender because I don't know what gender is. There's two sex. It's man and female. And I bet you they'll still argue with me. There's no, you know what I'm saying? Like that's what I'm saying. Like it's like it feels like in this world, how can you win? Like either the only way you can win is to be so ignorant with the truth that you don't care about anybody's opinion.
Yeah,
Like you really have to just not care about people's opinion anymore.
yeah. I mean, because there are so many opinions,
There are too many opinions.
and some of these opinions are kind of ridiculous, right? Um,
Hey, like I mean, we have proved it today. Like sometimes people listen to false information, and
mhm.
there's a lot of people that's spreading false information. All we can do is try to find out who is going to give you the most correct information and listen to that person.
Yep. But oftentimes, it's not necessarily correct information, but it's see people listen to the information that reaffirm
Mhm.
what they believe,
Right,
and that's you know that's that happens because there's so much out there, right? Right now, if we went online, we could find creators making stuff to reinforce our beliefs,
right.
no matter what they are, right? I mean, that's just the way that the internet is. I mean, like, you in every corner of the internet, there's something going on that's like it's wacky, but to somebody makes sense,
Mm.
right? So it's a free for all out there, and it comes back to what we were talking about at the beginning, right? I don't think that 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 necessarily that it's not like ignorance. It's more of like the world is reaching a point where remember before we okay, so when we started talking about everything here, we started talking about the world being at a point where some like some thoughts are banned,
Hmm.
right? Like a couple of years ago, we just talked about the whole there's only two genders, right? Male and female, right?
Right.
And now we be getting this thing where it's like it's a gender's a spectrum, right? See, I haven't heard that in a long time. The whole gender's a spectrum thing. I've seen some creators talking about it, but there was a time where you could not come out and say there's only male and female. You couldn't say that in public a little couple years ago
Yeah, I'm
because
telling you, man,
because
man.
the woke mob would shut you down, right?
Right.
You
Yeah. I
but
like that's why I be trying to tell. I'm always gonna bring that up. Biden's presidency,
yeah,
that was the most left I've ever seen. And the men were playing women's sports.
yeah, and
We had a male boxer fight a woman in the Olympics. That was crazy.
wait, was that during Biden's?
Huh? Yeah.
That was Biden already? I mean that okay.
Yeah. The
Yeah, it's true.
Olympics?
And
That
okay,
was
so
the most satanic Olympics I've
see,
ever seen in my
and that's the
life.
thing. See, now it's different. See, you can have opinions again.
Uh-huh.
Like, you can say stuff like this again. You
We
can
back to being America. We made America great
yeah.
again.
Actually, we're
Freedom
back
of speech.
we're back to generally speaking normalcy. Right?
Yeah.
People can yes, those people who think gender is a spectrum,
Mm.
can say that and they can believe that, right?
Mm-hmm.
At the same time, you cannot believe that, and it's okay.
Right.
Right? We've come back to something of normalcy,
Right.
where multiple opinions can exist. Okay, out there. Of course, people will disparage you for your bit, but it wasn't like before, right? It wasn't
Mm-hmm.
like before when okay, so there was that period, and it's been brewing for a long time when there was a time. Remember what they said, like, this is gonna get hate with the Me Too thing.
Uh-huh.
They're believing the accusers. That was the policy of people to
Everybody,
believe.
man, everybody went to jail.
Yeah, you could be a
Everybody went to
dude.
jail.
And here's an example that comes up. Remember Aziz Ansari? Remember that dude?
Yeah.
Okay, so is there anybody that you've ever seen that's like less threatening than Aziz Ansari?
Let's first off, that she should never have been in his house.
Yeah, I mean, okay, so the story goes. So if okay, Quentin, are you familiar with this story?
Not really.
Not really. So Aziz Ansari. So everyone's had one. Have you ever been on a bad date before?
Yeah.
You went out on a bad date, things just weren't great. It's
Mm-hmm.
like you met her at blah blah blah, and then or him or whoever you're dating, and things just didn't go. So, but here's the reality of the dynamic in dating. Okay, take away all the political crap, right? Think back to when things were simpler. Okay, when it comes to the dating world, people have objectives, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you're a guy dating with no intent to settle down, period, right? And let's say you make that known, okay? If you're going out, guys are trying to get as far as they can with the women they go out with, right?
Mm-hmm.
Essentially, if you have no intention of settling down, you're just there for a good time, right? You will go as far as she will let you, right? And you're negotiating to go as far as you can, right? And you're trying to go as far as you can, and they're trying to set a boundary for as far as you can go, right?
Mm-hmm.
Pushing that boundary is, I mean, like, it's a matter of, it's the whole process of flirting, finessing your way past the boundary, right? If you're completely stopped at a certain degree, you stop, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you call it a night, whatever. I mean, like, you go as far as you can possibly go, right? That's the objective, okay? It's up to, well, it's up to one of you to decide how far that is, right?
Mm-hmm.
Somebody sets the limit, okay? And I've seen instances where it's the woman who's pushing for who's trying to push past the limit. The guy's resisting. That happens
Mm-hmm.
sometimes, okay? But most of the times it's the other way around. The guy is pushing and she's setting a limit, right? But it
Mm-hmm.
can happen the other way around. Okay. So Aziz Ansari goes on a date. Immediately at the restaurant, things aren't great. Okay. They're not exactly, it's not like they're not like getting on like a house on fire. Okay.
Right.
But they've ordered wine, right? I mean, like
Mm-hmm.
they're in the restaurant, they have their meal, and then she accepts an invitation to go to his place. Okay. Um, if the date wasn't that great to begin with,
Why would you go back to
well,
his
she's
house?
she's saying, okay, maybe it'll get better. Okay, she goes back to his place with him. Okay, they have stuff to they drink some more. Right, he offers her alcohol and she accepts it.
Yep.
Okay, and then they ended up fooling around on the couch or whatever. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then once again, this is that carnal negotiation. How far is this going to go? How far will how far is this going to? Okay,
Yeah.
so this is the story. Now this all happens. So they have their dinner. They go back to his place. They drink some more. They're fooling around, and he performs oral sex on her. Okay, which she allows. Okay, then he's looking to her to reciprocate, which she does. Okay, and then that's as far as it went. That's just, that's I guess where she drew that line, and then she got an Uber and she left. Okay. Okay. Now it may have been an uncomfortable thing where it's like, and okay, maybe he made his way down there. Maybe she wasn't so in. She was not so against it that she did not let it happen. Right. And
Mhm.
then when he was done with that and he's looking for her to reciprocate, she was not so against it. And Aziz Ansari isn't like grabbing her and forcing her to do stuff. I mean, like, then she, like she said, there was no violence or threat of violence involved, right? Instead of like basically saying, "Oh man, I think I went further than I wanted to go," and but she decided to write a story about it in the Atlantic, essentially saying that on second thought, I really didn't feel comfortable going in that direction. Blah blah blah. I mean, it was a bad. Even if that was the way she felt, it's a bad date. I mean, like she let things go further than she should have, but she
She
did.
should have went home.
But she let it happen. She went to his place after the restaurant, right? If she wasn't into him, she should not have gone into his place,
Mm-mm.
right? Um, if she wasn't into him, she should never let him perform oral sex on her, right?
Can't believe these
That's
people.
that's a moment. Now here's the thing, though. Okay, so that is just if she has regrets later on, then that's just a bad date. That's what it is. It's a bad date.
Hmm.
Okay. I let things go further than I probably should have, but in the moment, I wasn't thinking straight. That's kind of thing. So you chalk it up to being a bad date. You don't write an article in the Atlantic about it.
You're right.
Now, Aziz Ansari suddenly is finding himself being Me Too'd, right? By it's like, wait a second, but I took her out to dinner. I paid for dinner. I invited her back to my place. She said yes. We got to my place. I asked her if she wanted some more wine. She said yes. We drank some wine. Then we started fooling around, and then I went down to give her a little bit of a good time, and she said yes. And after I was done, I asked her to do the same, and she said yes. And then afterwards, she decided we're not gonna have like full on sex that night, and I was cool with that. So I got her an Uber, and then all of a sudden, I read about this in the Atlantic.
Yeah. Like,
The whole thing is there was consent the whole way, and after consenting, she decided that she made a mistake consenting.
well, then you keep that mistake to yourself.
I
Don't
mean,
tell
come
the
on, man. I
Atlantic.
mean, like, that's the dynamic. That's the dynamic when you're doing this. One party is pushing to go as far as they can. The other one is setting a boundary. If both of you want to go as far as you want to go, then everything's good, right?
Right.
If you set the boundary and they forcibly go past it, then that's wrong. But does it sound like he went forcibly past it? No. There was consent all the way.
Mm.
So, but remember, but in that climate when it happened, we had this policy to believe the accusers. So instead of talking about it like I'm talking about it now, a whole bunch of people jumped up and were like pointing at Aziz Ansari, you know, saying that he did her wrong.
Yeah. Those people who didn't read the whole freaking story.
I mean, the
And
simple
that's another thing too. People don't read the full story.
dude, and even if you did, what was described was not a Me Too moment.
It wasn't.
That was two people who went on a date, and it went where it went, but there was full consent, and somebody had regret afterwards.
Aziz should have sued her back. Like he should sue everybody who he lost because Aziz
Oh,
fell off after that.
thing was that she wasn't even suing him; she was just publishing her bad experience in the Atlantic.
But the only thing is, like, he lost. Like Aziz
Yeah,
ain't. Aziz been, man. He been. It's been bad for Aziz ever since that happened.
yeah, it kind of blew it. It was anti his image,
Anti.
right? But yeah, it just that kind of stuff. It just, I mean, think back to your younger days. Dating, navigating the whole world. I mean, I am super glad I'm not doing that anymore because it's just a nightmare. The way it sounds is horrible.
Yep. Everybody wants
Gotta
money.
keep my eye on the Atlantic.
Yeah, the way it sounds is terrible. I mean, like, it sounds like you got to have like contracts for every
Yeah, you
little
gotta have an
thing.
NDA. You gotta start.
Non-disclosure agreements on them.
I'm signing that NDA before you start dating them, big dog.
Yeah, dude. I mean,
You know
like,
what I'm
if
saying?
I was still single out there, dude, I would have like an ironclad NDA going around. I mean, like, I would.
Yep. Put it. Get her to sign before you put. Before you
If this
start
date
dating
does
them.
not go according to your plans, do not write about it.
If you write about it, you will be pursued with the furthest extent of the law.
It's crazy. I mean, like, that's the world we live in. But it's not as bad anymore. I mean, like, we've reached the point where the world's becoming more normal.
And all we can do is thank Donald Trump.
Now I could have seen her maybe say a social post, but a whole article, a
Dude,
whole
even a social
story
post, I mean, like, you're accusing somebody
of a bad
of,
date.
I mean, buyer's remorse is a thing, but you can't blame the person selling when you have buyer's remorse.
Yeah.
You
You
bought it,
said you said it's your job to say no.
right?
If something has gone to a point that you don't like it anymore, you got to. I mean, if you get talked into buying a car, that's your own fault. You're the one who walked onto the dealer lot looking at cars, right? What's the salesman job? What's his job? What's the salesman
So
job? To sell you a car.
Damn.
Okay, his job is to sell you, and that's how you have to look at this whole thing. You've walked onto a dealer's lot, okay, and you've encountered a car salesman. His job is to sell you a car at all costs.
Hmm.
Okay, your job as a consumer wanting to just look is to say no to buying a car.
Hmm.
It's you're there to get some information, take it for a test drive, get the feel of it, and then go somewhere else to compare it to something else. Okay?
Hmm.
If your ass buys a Camaro while you were shopping, that's your fault. They didn't twist your arm, they didn't hold a gun to your head, right? And make you buy that Camaro. You bought that Camaro. You weren't good enough to ward
no.
off his sales magic. Okay? It's your own fault. Okay? Yeah, there's a period of time that they have that you can return it. It's okay. But if you go past that and you don't return the car, that's you're stuck with that car and it's your own fault. You can't blame the sales guy.
Hmm.
It's his job to sell you that car,
Exactly.
right?
It was him. It was Aziz's job to sell you his penis, and you
Yes.
buy it. Do not go write no review about it.
Yeah. I
That's
mean,
messed up.
Buyer's remorse.
Aziz
Buyer's
set up this
remorse.
date to get some.
Yeah,
Hopefully, you were trying to get some too, and and
yeah.
you
He was trying to get some of that
and
Aziz.
you were. I mean,
Pause.
she.
Okay, I'm just confused as to why you go to the man's house afterward and take drinks if it's a bad date. If
Because
it's
she's
a
a
bad date,
clout
why
chaser.
do you continue?
Remember, anybody can have buyer's remorse. Anybody can look back on something and say, "Oh man, I mean, maybe she felt cheap afterwards. Like maybe she does not normally go that far on a first date, and
Mm,
somehow Aziz was so charming that she did. Maybe that was the case, and afterwards she felt bad about it.
mm,
Okay, but still, in that situation, that's not his fault. Remember, he's trying to go as far as he can go, and you're deciding how far he can go.
right.
It could have
And
been
he
flipped.
went far.
It could have been flipped. They could have walked in there and Aziz was just trying to meet a new person, and she could have been the one pushing to go further. It could have been flipped. And if Aziz had gone further than he wanted to, but said yes all the way, that's his problem too. I mean, like,
That's his
he
problem
can't
too.
complain
It
about that
happened.
because he said yes. You
It,
can't you,
it,
you can't
yep.
decide afterwards, oh, I was uncomfortable with that. No.
So what?
Yeah, your yes in the moment is a yes.
Yes.
Right? A yes can't be a yes right now and turn to a no a week from now,
Right.
right? I mean, that's why the whole world of dating looks so horrible right now, because yeses can become no's 2 weeks later.
And it can come with a lawsuit.
Like, what the heck is going on? How did a yes turn to no after 2 weeks?
I'm telling you, Armand, I think this is why I'm going to name this episode Ignorance is Bliss.
Ignorance, it truly is. I mean, we need to go back to a time where, where things made sense.
Mm-hmm.
Like a guy, again, in traditional roles, a guy is trying to go as far as he can, and a girl is trying to limit how far that is. That's in traditional roles. Okay, obviously, there are times where that is flipped, where you get a more aggressive woman than a guy. Okay, nothing wrong with that. Okay, and some guys just want to get to know you, and all of a sudden she's down your pants, right? It's like, hey, wait a second, I don't know you, right? It's happened. I've seen it happen before, right?
Try to get that jungle love.
Totally normal, right?
Oh, yo.
And a sudden appearance by Morris Day in the Time.
Yeah.
Trying
to get that jungle love.
So that crap like that happens. So I mean, it's everything's the world's a negotiation, right? Somebody's trying to. A car salesman's trying to sell you a car. You're trying not to buy a car until at some point in time you're going to buy a car, because otherwise, why would you be in the lot?
Mm-hmm.
Right? At some point in time, you will buy a car, but maybe not today. Right? Okay. You've agreed to go out on a date with Aziz Ansari. Okay. At some point in time, Aziz's penis might become part of the equation, right?
Right.
But it doesn't have to be today.
No.
Okay. Your mouth on his penis might become part of the equation. Doesn't have to be today. His mouth on your vagina might become part of the equation. Doesn't have to be today. Unless it
didn't have to, yeah.
Unless you let it be today.
Yeah. You could have went home and watched TV.
You didn't even have to go to his place afterwards. If you
weren't vibing, you could have went to another guy's house.
Yeah, if you were not vibing with Aziz, you didn't have to go home with him.
Nope.
Right? I'm feeling bad for Aziz right now. We're really using his name.
He'll be all right. But Armand, I think it's time to go.
Yeah, I think it's time to call it. So anyway, guys, we've had a funny ass conversation today. I've enjoyed it. We're gonna have some really unique shorts coming out of this thing.
They've been coming.
Dying.
Keep liking, subscribing.
Yeah, we're growing.
Liking, subscribing, and viewing this content.
Yeah, thank you all for being here. And I guess we sign out. I'm Armand.
Tatum
and Rayla with me. Dude, pretty soon, okay, we'll look out in the next, by the time this comes out, we may be out in Threads already.
Yeah.
We're going to
get it out on Threads.
Yeah, because I'm experimenting with Threads with my other brand, and I think it's time we experiment with Threads here.
Yeah.
And so be on the lookout for that. And yeah, once again, it's been a real joy bringing this ignorance to all of you guys out there.
Yeah, man.
And I guess, ignorance is bliss.
Ignorance is bliss.
There we go. And with that, we're going to call it.